Ready, bro.
One, two, 1, 2, 1, 2. TOM, teachers of my. Who am I today? The scribe, been forever, but the name changes with the times. I come from a place where space is home. I go into realms where your face is gone. A change gon' come. As a teen, hypnotized deep in a sleep, party and slumber. 11 life path number, a life of death that's rebirth. Recall realities to reemerge. Soul purge, I'll lend you frequency like loan words. Before I teach, I spit a poem first. Step on stage, set the stage, car walking, set ablaze, divine fire. The body is divine attire, sewn from words. Sound frequency, awakening dreams. Don't pinch me every day I wake up, it's a home birth. Start from zero to become the heroes. Cycles of time causes expansion of mind. Potential is exponential. Gain XP, what your power made of. I've had to face self, face to fate, a double fate. What will I make of the present? I'm just trying to pet heaven. Twice great, 2 arms up is none to wave. It's nothing to wave. God separate the waters from the waters. Genesis 1 and 6. See, that source is thousands of years prior to a Bible even existing. It's called the pet, word for heaven. Watchers of noon, primordial, pre-ordered, bringing order in order. Its law the scales will represent. A double gift, re-present, Ray is present. Ra, amen to the God inside. The crown will glow as consciousness grows. So what assignment are you on? Doubles. Bodies from walking. I do my best to do my best. Lead with the left, heart out my chest. By step out of the flesh. On my crown is the Nemez, Corona shining. I do my best to do my best. Lead with the left, heart out my chest. By step out of the flesh. On my crown is the Nemez, Corona shining. Serpent mind winding in alignment. Straight from Orion, the origins. Dig into the root, Kim originals, the oracle speaking. Your aura is gleaming. The sons of God, Amen, Ra. Who can't afford a reason to fall below your own means, meaning reaching beyond the firmament ceiling. I see linguistics tricking us deep into sleeping. The way we live inception, I must be dreaming. Doubles, double L, square root, mirrors, reverse the image. My grip is slipping. Almost forgot the point of the mission. Statement, point out all the contradictions. Blatant, truth lives where my eye is foundation. Yeah, co-founded a nation. Dictionary, study, spells can be scary. Etymology, this here is completion. Cycle circles, dualism, wisdom. I peddle flowers. 2 eyes are watching to see through the double realm I'm healing. Never out of what's within him. Infinite reasons, just like my brother Arcad. Always remain calm against demons. Death culture, to be alive here, it's a lie here. They crossed us into thinking that death isn't living. The lies are falling through my palms, arm wide, holes in my hand. The Pope's in command, I demand the throne back. Ancient teachings, I'm a throwback. Picture that, see this moment here is cold that. So black, I see through lies, why they hold that. Ocean motions, I'm flowing through noon in the boats of consciousness. My tongue is rolling, planting seeds, sowing, knee of speaking, untangled quantum DNA, spitting frequencies. I hear Christians scream hallelujah, and this ain't that the name of God is God. I must bring the order back, the scales are tipping. In the court of Allah, moonshine, Tehuti is Yah. This here is Ptah, bulldozing, the one chosen. Focus, when the light hits you, just open like lotus. Melt your mind when in mind time is frozen. Blow minds, my mind is golden. Coat me in gold, I've got a gold coat round me like I'm Tutankhamun. Like his, when you spell my name, put 3 lines in. Scribe, presenting the law's findings. Who's he? I me, an echo of Tehuti. Yes, I do my best to do my best. Lead with the left, heart out my chest. By step out of the flesh. On my crown is the Nemes, Corona shining. We do our best to do our best. SCRIIIBE Sessions Volume 1. For the record. Open your eye in alignment with time and you'll see the truth like it's a physical thing. From the darkness I arise, so it's not a surprise when you learn of the light that I bring. As above, so below, I find a rhythm and flow as I grow with the pendulum swing. This is the matrix where everyone's faking they sleep here in life while we wake up in dreams. Shedding the skin like a serpent, this work makes it worth it. Attaining a purpose while searching internal, examine what all is in me. Most will not make it, their soul cannot take it. Reality shaking, you've seen what I've seen. Reap what you sow, with the weavers of speech, achievers, and this is the read 'em and weed. You cannot read in vibrations that none of them speak. Walk a metal netter, light his feather is heavy to learn that your will isn't free. That you're willing, I continue to lead with my ebas. I'm sweeping my consciousness clean. Training in realms that are unseen. My aura is some set fire to all of the fiends. Stand on my Atef is all seeing. I we supply 93, that means we are supreme. Healing through tones on my senses, connecting in this year. Wealthy is health, this is green. This is illusion, reality veiled in delusion. Thoughts become intrusive, it's foolish to not know by now that it ain't what it seems. This is way more than belief. I see clearly the lies. My six senses of sight are hypnotized. No wonder everyone sleeps. It's time to set off the alarms. The performance of form. Don't you know you're a star? God in human form, and you rise with the beast. More than man. Bread in my hand, that's the Lord in hand. Heard what I said, Lord, live in the man. Light is sought after, it's in the man. Come from the inundation lands. Light is sought after, it's in the man. Come from the inundation lands. We ain't the same man. Record keeper. Seeing the state of the planet, the damage, the famines expanding beyond your belief. I see they landed, they've handed the people a cannon and aiming it right at your feet. Blowing the hole where you're standing, creating the panic. The tactical planning is deep. Teaching you're only a man and the God is in heaven, the seventh outside of your reach. If you're the question, they'll call you a manic, frantic, erratic, depression, demonic. When you're teaching through the magical speech, they'll call you serpent, the one in the garden. Pardon my knowledge for having the knowledge and prowess to see. He really told the truth to Adam and Eve. You'll have distinction between good and evil if you eat of the fruit of the tree. Now you're a god, open your eye, cleansing yourself so that now you can see. They stole the stories and twisted them like it's a spliff. They put the fire to leaf, I put the fire to speech. I put the fire to heat. We don't do liars and thieves, they just desire to greed. This is my record to keep, this is my throne. You cannot sit in my seat, and I command it. I give more than 10 commandments. This is the law of attraction, and we have infinite stamina. My stage is where I'm standing. This is my eye, God is in me. I only keep goddesses with me. They are the magical beings, they are the holy ones, birthing the gods. We're overcoming the odds. We are the even and odd. They're in the odds, we're in the all. Ancestors answer my prayers, forever grateful. I will forever say thank you. Inspiration to awake the sleepers. Record keeper, more than man. Bread in my hand, that's the Lord in hand. Heard what I said, Lord, live in the man. Light is sought after, it's in the man. Come from the inundation lands. Light is sought after, it's in the man. Come from the inundation lands. We ain't the same man. Record keeper, more than man. Bread in my hand, that's the Lord in hand. Heard what I said, Lord, live in the man. Light is sought after, it's in the man. Come from the inundation lands. Light is sought after, it's in the man. Come from the inundation lands. We ain't the same man. Record keeper.
You and your family health and prosperity. May your monument be established on the foundations of Maat, and may you rise and come forth as conscious light, like the divine Ra, who rise and shine forevermore. Maat. HOTEP.
I look outside in awe, I see our people double-minded. People meaning creature, don't ignore the signage. Voices lead, though flying silent. Observation with my eye open eyelid. Look outside in awe, I see our people double-minded. People meaning creature, don't ignore the signage. Voices lead, though flying silent. Observation with my eye open eyelid. I am him, king, crown, rings, Nesu, I am in mindset of when fighting jinns, sword swing, samurai, I am Shem, Su-Hor, son of HERU, I am him, king, crown, rings, Nesu, I am in mindset of when fighting jinns, sword swing, samurai, I am Shem, Su-Hor, son of HERU, words powerful, Hekau, see, prove, you can feel the roots, gone, just look up, I am proof, breaking doors down, make some room, but I is now speaking through me and trust me. We don't hear you, Tefrim Kemetic.
HOTEP, HOTEP. What about now?
Yes.
Okay, HOTEP, welcome to the House of Aten Study Guide Sundays. I am Atef Rem Kemetic. Before I introduce the wonderful brothers on the panel, we will begin as we do every week with our beautiful affirmation. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Anki Maat, NS, Nentet Auset Maat, Menhapapet Maat, Her Inhuqui, Her Iku. I live for Maat. I exist within her. I do not speak in the place of Maat. Every day I advance towards Maat. My being is surrounded in darkness. I come forth as conscious light. Peace and love, everybody. Let me introduce the brothers on the panel. I don't know if I can hear the music. I don't know if you're playing music in the background, but anyway, let me introduce everybody on the panel. Welcome, everybody. I'm going to begin with the great Menkhu Meri Maat. Menkhu Meri Maat is a student of the master teacher Saba Tehuti HOTEP Ra and a follower of Maat. Menkhu is the HEB, the festivities organizer in the House of Aten, the cultural enlightenment advisor and teacher, developer of the Pathways to Awakening, director and producer of documentaries, researcher of ancient civilizations, and a researcher of the knowledge of spells. Next, we have our newest member, the great primordial thought, is a seeker of divine wisdom, the wisdom with universal structure, the wisdom that remains the same from every perspective, the wisdom that adapts to any interaction, the wisdom that creates silence, the wisdom that sustains the House of Aten. Next, we have the great scribe Ptah Aten Tehuti, is a teacher of knowledge, spoken word artist, a creator, awakening the sleepers and healing the chosen ones through sound vibrational tone and conscious thought. A Sab, a wisdom door opener, the lead organizer of the House of Aten movement. And the presenter for the night, I am Atef Rem Kemetic, the esteemed steward of the venerable House of Aten. As a devoted disciple of the master teacher, the illustrious Tehuti HOTEP Ra, I proudly undertake the role of the sagacious host for the weekly gathering within the sacred halls of the House of Aten. Here we delve into the profound teachings that illuminate the path of Ma'at. In the sacred sanctuary of the House of Aten, I guide fellow seekers on a journey of enlightenment and understanding, drawn from the wellspring of ancient wisdom. Our gatherings are profound explorations into the depths of truth, meticulously deciphered through the lens of ancestral artifacts and the profound teachings bestowed upon us by the great Tehuti HOTEP Ra. My commitment to the pursuit of wisdom extends beyond the confines of our weekly gatherings. As a true-hearted devotee of truth, I strive to embody the essence of Ma'at in all aspects of life, expressing unwavering love for my people. My soul resonates with the harmonious frequencies of the Medu Nefer. I stand as a loyal guardian of Ma'at, steadfastly defending the sacred principles that govern our existence within the House of Aten. And I will be reading from The Sorrows of Auset. Welcome to the House of Aten. Study Guide Sundays. Kind of missed my cue for a minute, bro. I didn't know the intro be switching up. It's great, bro. I almost missed my cue. HOTEP, welcome everybody. How y'all feeling?
Feeling fantastic, great brother.
That's great, brother. It's like 80, 85 degrees down here. I just came from the beach with my beautiful daughters. We had a great time. So yeah, looking forward to this great reading tonight. This is gonna be awesome.
So that means you relaxed today. You feeling relaxed?
Yeah, I ain't gonna say all that, but yeah, I'm relaxed though. I'm relaxed. You know what? Yeah, I'm relaxed, brother. I'm relaxed.
That's what that beach life DT. You sitting on that beach, man, feeling the sand.
Yeah, you know. I was out. Yeah. Yeah, getting that good, beautiful sunlight down here. That good raw. It's beautiful though. I'm having a great day though. Hope everyone else is having a great day. How you feeling, Menkhu?
Feeling magnetic. I'm excited to be here. Looking forward to this reading. Yeah, all is well, and everything is never.
Hotep, Hotep. What about you, great Ani? How's it going, great brother?
It is going excellent, doing fantastic. Getting ready for the launch of the website and just continuously building every day. So I am excellent. Have some wonderful announcements to go through today to bring forth to everyone some new announcements and new platforms, and yeah, it's a wonderful thing. So Hotep Henu, everyone in the chat, peace and love to all. And I'll let the great brothers go through any announcements they may have before I do, because I have quite a bit to go through before the reading. So yes, I'm doing well, great brother. Tua for asking.
Hotep, Hotep. Menkhu, you got anything you want to share, great brother? Any announcement?
Sure. Peace and love, Hotep, everyone. I put this in the Discord, and I'll share it with everyone here as well. With the solar eclipse happening tomorrow, if something powerful, beautiful, any kind of transformation happens for you during the solar eclipse, please journal that and bring those inspirational, in real time HEKO occurrences to the Discord meeting that we are having this month. Please bring those and share those with us. That's what the Discord meeting's for, is for us to build and create a culture of HEKO and just building each other up, lifting each other up, being magnetic. I want to see your HEKO, so I don't feel, well, I don't worry about that anymore, but I used to think in a certain way about who I am and HEKO that I'm doing, which is abnormal to some people, but I am here for the purity and the exhilaration of the HEKO and the Meri that we are supposed to be experiencing. What some people call miracles should be normal to us. So just excited about the pathways to awakening coming up, excited about the launch of the website, excited about all things that are happening in the HOA. So Tua to everybody, peace and Meri.
Yes, Hotep, great brother, Tua. Hotep, great brother, Primordial Thought 9. If you have anything you have on your Eve you want to speak on, please do, great brother. We'd love to hear your tones.
Oh, it's just a beautiful time being here, sharing this wonderful frequency with you great brothers and the House of Aten. It's a beautiful day, man. I'm feeling good. I can't wait for this reading. The thumbnail is phenomenal. That looks wonderful. I'm excited for this. I'm excited for this website, Ani. I've been working diligently, great brother. So just taking the House of Aten to that next level. So we appreciate you for all that you do. And I love the way great brother Atef reads. So this is going to be a good read, brother. So I'm excited to hear this wonderful reading. Other than that, man, we feeling good, man. I'm just ready to grow, continue to grow every day. And I'm just happy to be a part of the team. Peace and love.
It's an honor to have you, great brother. Definitely looking forward to the sisters. They coming. House of Aten, we growing brick by brick, though. Y'all see what's happening, though, in real time, how we growing brick by brick. Seeing the great brother Anu and two. Now we got the great brother Primordial Thought. We growing, moving along. We already got some wonderful additions. So definitely looking forward to your announcements, Ani. You always got some Nefer surprises, some wonderful things. I know you cook and you stay in the lab, good brother. So definitely looking forward to that.
Yes, two great brothers. I have a couple things that I'm finishing up, so just give me a moment and I'll be ready.
HOTEP, shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to, trying to get this working. Shout out to Nookpoo. Shout out to you, great brother. Always good to have you here. Shout out to the great Gabrielle Lopez. Shout out to you, great sister. I see you, Kenneth Cotton. Great brother, welcome. HOTEP, new to you. New to you, great sister Nefer Caporet. I see you in the chat. New to the great brother Ox Effect. You see you, great brother. HOTEP. HOTEP to MKD Podcast. HOTEP to you, great brother. I see you got the green. Remember, HOTEP to the great sister Minty. Minty, I saw your email. I was busy, but yeah. 2 off of that. 2 off of those pictures. I shared those with Shantae. She got a nice little chuckle because I introduced her to to that. What you sent me after Saba introduced us to it. I thought that was great. I'm definitely gonna respond back to that email. I just been kind of tied up. But HOTEP, new to you, Minty. And shout out to the great Lit London in the house. Peace and love to you, great brother. Yeah, I'm feeling good, man. I had a great day. You know, just spend a little time at the beach with the children and the wife. It's beautiful down here. The weather is nice down here. You know, it's getting hot, warming up down here. So definitely looking forward to what's to come. Definitely looking forward to this eclipse tomorrow too, brothers. Hope everyone's in a place where they can see it very well. So it's definitely gonna be some magic happening. Definitely looking forward to that. So yeah, I'm just feeling good, man. I'm just setting up, getting ready to do this great read. I was initially gonna read. I was initially gonna read. I was leaning toward Tale of Two Brothers, or something to that effect. But as I was flipping through my book, I stumbled across this, and it was some synchronicity, and it was some synchronicity that had me. Is why I chose this story. Especially because I was completely unfamiliar with this aspect of it, and I thought I had read it before. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to this. Then I'll share a story with y'all after I read, because it kind of lines up. So we definitely in for some magic. It's definitely some magic happening, and it's coinciding with the launch of the website, Ani. So keep doing what you're doing, great brother, because you manifest and bringing it forth, my brother. Bringing forth some Nefer. So for that, I'm just putting together I'm just trying to set up my thing. So when I screen share, it shows really well, because my computer be acting up sometimes. But yeah, other than that, man, I'm definitely feeling good. So shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to all the supporters. Like, subscribe, and comment. You know, let's keep this frequency going. Let's keep it flowing. Saba's class yesterday was, I think that was groundbreaking too. Prime Water, you say the last one was your favorite. I don't know, brother. I try not to be, I don't know. It's like everyone is my favorite. Like, it's just like Ani's bars, bro. Every song is my favorite. It's my favorite till I hear the new one. You know what I mean? It's like that. I got to keep it going. I'm like, oh, yeah. So definitely.
You know what it was, brother? Why I like that one so much is because, like, Saba revealed, like, the true, like, spell and magic that they putting on us, right? Like, it was completely just there. And I love when Saba exposes things like that because it just shows you. It shows you what they doing to the mind. It shows you like those empty promises. Those that just inspires me to just continue to work on myself, continue to stay in the teachings, and because you get to see what your I guess with your counterpart or whatever is kind of going against you. So it's just one of those things. So that's why I love this so much, because he just made it plain. And I was like, man, this is amazing. But what Saba did yesterday, how he just did magic right there in front of my eyes, just breaking down a piece of my presentation and showing what I was actually seeking. That was just that was phenomenal. And I was just sitting there like, man, like it's very interesting.
He did that with my name, bro. He worked magic all the time.
Wow, bro, it's wild. And now, because I remember Ani, he had in one of his Wisdom Wednesday classes, and he said when you look at the actual glyphs, it'll literally tell you like what they actually mean. So when you're reading some of the literature, I mean, shrine didn't have anything to do with the boat. And I'm thinking I know what shrine is, and the shrine is completely different than nave, which end up being the boat, which end up being empty-mindedness. So that just shifts the whole saying in itself just from there. So that was just phenomenal. It was a beautiful. It gives you a better perspective of something. So Saba just kind of really changed the way I'll have to do my studies, because now I understand why there's so many different like translations, and you got to have multiple pieces to order to, like, you got to have all your tools, and I'm just kind of like, all right, well, I was working with the tools I got, and now, all right, let me get that tool from you. Let me let me borrow that tool. Let me check that tool out really quick, and it just gives you a whole different blueprint on how to break things down and find that understanding of it. So Saba's phenomenal. Peace and love to you, great Saba.
Yeah, I agree, Hotep. I feel like that. I feel like that with every class, bro. I feel like every class is better. Every class is better and better. Like every class is the best class. You know how like when certain artists make music, you like, they can't outdo their first album, or they can't make a hit bigger than their last hit. Saba just keep hitting them out the park, man. His catalog and his consistency is unparalleled, bro. It really is. It's like he outdoes himself every single time. In my opinion, like every single class is like earth shattering, bro, matrix shattering. Because I felt that way when I wasn't actually there for the alphabet one, but the alphabet one that blew my mind. Like that one was, but just all of them though, bro, all of them. So even with this one right here, right, this one that I'm reading, The Sorrows of Auset. The reason why I decided to read it was because I was flipping through it, and then it. Well, I ain't gonna spoil it, but Saba had touched on this a long time ago, and this had like completely shattered my matrix. So it's just, I don't know. I'm grateful. I'm grateful to be in this energy, to be in this frequency, and to be a part of the House of Aten, and to do what we're doing, and to just play my part. You know what I mean? I'm grateful for that. For my health. I'm grateful for all of you brothers' health and prosperity, and we just gonna keep on pushing. Menti said, do you brothers know where in the text says the shrine of the chapel of Ma'ib, or did I make that up? You know what she's talking about, Ani?
Let me see. Can you read it to me again?
He says, Menti, shout out to you. I put it on the screen. She says, do you brothers know where in the text says the shrine of the chapel of Ma'ib, or did I make that up?
I wouldn't be able to tell you top of my head right this moment.
Okay.
Like 8 different things flowing through it right now. So that's a good question. That's a good sentence. Okay, yes. Hotep, everyone. Peace and love. Let's go through some of these announcements before the great brother Tefrim Kemetic does the wonderful reading. So first, I want to say, first, of course, I want to show, and this is the House of Aten, the ancient Tehuti and teachings of HERU, and we represent Maat, and Maat is a reciprocity system. So from what we're bringing forth, as you see, I have the links, the support links posted at the top of the chat. So if you appreciate any of the information that we're bringing forth, please utilize those links, Cash App and PayPal, to let us know that you support and to make sure to keep the Maka'it, the scales, balanced. And you also see it scrolling at the bottom of the screen, and it's also in the description box. So for everyone here with us live, and for everyone who is watching on the playback, be sure to support the information, the movement, so we can continue to bring forth a community where we all are we're looking for outside of the matrix. So everyone plays a part. So Hotep Henu to everyone, to all the great Meru, which is the metanetter word for supporters or partisans. And we give you great Hotep, Ankh Uja Seneb, to everyone who supports. So I'll show some of the support that we received in prior to this class here momentarily. And so today, with the start of this stream, we're now streaming on more platforms. So up until this date, we were streaming live on YouTube and on Rumble, in which we still are. So peace and love to everyone who's watching on Rumble. But now we are also streaming on Facebook and Twitter. So we're live right now on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Rumble. So we are expanding our platforms. So I'm gonna put the link in the chat for all of our socials, which is Linktree/House of Aten. And there's the link in the chat. And let me share the screen and show this as well, so you all can see. So here we are right here, House of Aten, Linktree, and this is where all of our social platforms are, one of the many places. So Instagram, and all of our socials are House of Aten. So you can just go to any one of these platforms and type in House of Aten, ATTON, an acronym for Ancient Tehutian Teachings of the HERU. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, WhatsApp as well. So if you all are on WhatsApp and you want to message me, when I have some time, I do go through the WhatsApp and respond. So you can also message on WhatsApp as well. Discord, we have our Discord. Everyone should be joining in on the Discord community, like the great brother Menkhu Meri Maat spoke about, and the monthly meeting, which will be the 26th of this month. And I'll put up the calendar as well, so you all can take a screenshot of the calendar, so you all are aware of what's coming. So the Discord, Spotify. So the wonderful Sherry Ka takes our classes and does some compression and adds some introductions, adds some wonderful additions to the audio recordings and uploads them to Spotify. So you can also listen to them in podcast form, just audio form on Spotify. So you can follow us on there. SoundCloud, so all of the music that you hear at the intro, the introduction by myself, Scribe. I have a EP, an extended project that I put out called SCRIIBE Sessions Volume 1. It's my first full-length project that I've put out solo. I put out a project with another brother years ago, but this is my first full-length solo project that I've put out, and it was so much fun creating it, and I truly appreciate the love that I have been receiving from the SoundCloud and everyone who's commenting and liking and sharing my music, and it's just wonderful. So Tuah and Hotep to everyone. Here's the SoundCloud, our Cash App, email address, and now we have Patreon. So a platform, and I'll show this here too. So now we are also here on Patreon, and this will have a lot of content, exclusive content that will not be available to the public. So, for example, we have this right here is posted and live right now, and this is also available for all of the great people who are also subscribed to the YouTube membership, which looks something like this. Next to the subscribe button, you'll see a button that says join, and you can join in and become a member of the YouTube, and you'll also have access to videos that are not public on the YouTube, that aren't just readily available for everyone. So we love and appreciate our supporters. So it's important that we provide classes and content to you all that's separate from just all the free content that we already give and produce for everyone. So for everyone who is a part of the YouTube membership, and now for those who are to become part of the Patreon, and you can find them all, as I said, on the link tree, and I also just put the link separate in the chat as well. And so there that is, and I'll play this snippet for you all.
And right after Tehuti, here is Maat, and they give her the feminine symbol of RENUNET, which means to raise, our Oraret, the raise. And here is Maat, Ma'ati, and there's the egg symbol. That egg symbol is the same symbol under the word Auset, and it represents femininity. That's the egg. And then you have the female symbol right here. You have the RENUNET, or the cobra symbol, or the Oraret that sits on the head of the Par'i'i. But here is Ma'at ruling, and then the rule ends, and then another picks up. Right? So if Ma'at was just a principle of order, then the rule of Ma'at wouldn't have a beginning and end, as the Kemetians say. Here it has a beginning and end of 700 years. So according to the Kemetian kings list of what they write themselves, they have their rulers on this list, and they have Amenemhet, they have Senuseret, they have Khufu, they have Ramses, and then they have the gods. But I'll break down afterwards that a man named Eusebius, who was the advisor to Constantine, changed this king's list and didn't want it released because this king's list brought a...
So there you have it. This right here is 3 hours and 44 minutes of a debate between Saba Tehuti and a brother named Jabari Osaze. And this is available on the Patreon, and this is also available to all the YouTube members. So such as Minti Hotep, we see Minti Hotep, her name is green in the chat. So she has access to this video on the YouTube. I know MKD Podcast, Neferkeper Kenneth Cotton, Henu to you, great members of the YouTube, and this is something that you all have access to on the YouTube. So, but here is our Patreon. I want everyone to also go here and support us here on Patreon, and we also will have free content on here as well. So this is just getting started, and here's the shop section, and so we'll also have digital products on the shop side. And so, for example, here's the Pathways to Awaken, the digitized experience. And you can purchase the Pathways to Awakening.
There's never been a debate about are the material physical beings. From the date of Dr. Ben, Dr. Clark, all the original teachers, till now, can you believe that no black man, no black woman has ever debated that? There's never been a debate on that topic. Why? Because the Matrix had it where everybody subconsciously just believed the material principles, the material principles, the material principles. For years, nobody questioned it. I am the very first and the only, to my knowledge, that represent the netter that said, you all, not you all, for you all teachers, you're liars. The netter were our ancestors, and that's what the ancient people taught. They taught that. You all are liars. And I'm going to debate your best guy on the topic. Who is the best guy? Oh, Jabari? You're good. I accept that debate. It's never happened since, and it never happened back in the day. There's no debate that you can look up on the material real with any two Kemetic brothers talking about that. I brought that into the universe. I brought that into existence because I represented the netter, and I wouldn't let anybody shake me. I know the netter word themselves represent principles. Of course they do. Of course, Jeff means earth. Of course, Nut is sky. Of course that. But there's people named him. His name is Aten. That's a mirror. That's something, but there still is a real mirror, and there still is a symbolism, but there's a physical man right there. So I knew that, and I set that whole thing up to mark it in history because nobody would ever do it again, and it's never happened again. So that I could represent my forefather, Uncle Aten, in the Aten, as the house of the Aten.
So yes, you can go here and purchase this as well. This was the Pathways to Awakening, the first annual event, in-person event that we had in California and Los Angeles. So we are not just on the internet, doing what people call shows. We're building a movement and an organization and bringing it together into the physical flesh where we can see, speak, and shake each other's hands and give each other's hugs and build and grow as a community is supposed to be. So shout out to the great brother Menkhu Meri Maat for organizing the Pathways to Awakening. And you heard the great Saba speaking about bringing forth that the Natiru exist, which is why you see the House of Aten, the Natiru exists, because we teach what the great ancestors taught. This is what they said. And in that debate that he was speaking about, you can now see the very first one before it went to Sa-Netter's platform. I'm sure everyone has seen Saba Tehuti debate Jabari on Sa-Netter's platform. You see it at the introduction of Saba Tehuti's pod class and what happened there. So this is what transpired prior to that. So everyone, make sure you go subscribe to our Patreon, subscribe to our YouTube, and we have many more coming. So this is just the first of many. And we have a lot of classes lined up for you all. So Tua and Henu for all of the wonderful support. Okay, and so now I'm going to go to houseofaten.org. And here's a great brother, Israel Hoyley, who is on Facebook, watching on Facebook. Hotep to you, great brother. He said, had an extremely excellent time. Can't wait to do it again. Yes, this one is going to be, this one's going to be even greater. And it's just so powerful. So to you, great brother. Okay, so yes, this is the houseofaten.org. Okay.
You can feel the roots gone. Just look up. I am proof. Breaking doors down. Make some room. Maat is now speaking through me, and trust me, this is who you will respect if you choose or not. It is now, not soon. You are not the same as I. We do not have the same sight. We do not have the same eye. We don't just talk, we apply. from the waters in the sky. I spoke my name into life. I spoke my name to bring life, to bring life. Look outside in all I see are people double-minded. People meaning creature, don't ignore the signage. Voices lead, though flying silent. Observation with my eye open eyelid. Look outside and all I see are people double-minded. People meaning creature.
So there is a quick trailer for some of the things that are to come. And I'll take you a good behind the look scene behind the House of Aten, which will be released this coming up Friday, which is April 12th. April 12th is our release date for the House of Aten. And so this is what it will look like. If you go there now, you'll see a lock screen and it says enter your email address. And I want everyone to go and do that. So that way you'll get the notification, and it'll also give you what we have here, which is called HOTEP points, which is a point system that we have where for every 100 points, you'll get 10% off. And there is no limit to the amount of points that you can use towards a purchase. So if you end up getting 1,000 points, you can utilize that entire thing to make a purchase. So it's a wonderful system set up. And so here, let me take you to some of the items that we have. So we have the signature short sleeve House of Aten tee, the long sleeve tee, the crew neck sweatshirt, and also the hoodie. So this is what you all will have access to here in many different colors: black, blue, cardinal red, light gray, solid red, solid white. So many different colors, all colors, and we'll be introducing more colors as time goes forward, and as we see the support that's shown through the shop. And we have all different sizes for you here that you all can take advantage of. All right. And we also have a system set up with Shop Pay. So some of you may already be familiar with it, where any order over $50, you can do 4 installment payments. So we also have that set up for you all who would like to take advantage of that. And so we also have youth apparel, the apparel there for the youth. For the youngins, same thing, many different colors, different sizes here for you all. Short sleeve sweatshirts. We have everything for you all. Let's go to some of the accessories. And so for those who are in travels, we have suitcases. This is something that I know the great Saba Tehuti was excited about. So this definitely has to be here. House of Aten suitcases, small, medium, large, and very high quality products. Everything that we have available to you all is extremely high quality. So we have desk mats. I personally use one, and I'm gonna do some things in the future too to show you all. But we have desk mats, which are very, very beneficial, especially when you use a mouse and you have items here. Keeps everything together. But again, just imbuing everything around you with the Natiru, as we always did, as we always taught. Everywhere we look, it's Merunetter. Everywhere we look is a story of the ancestors. And this is our goal. We're gonna have all bathroom accessories too. So here you see the Aten bath mat collection, beach towels, like great brother Atef Kemetic is in Miami. We have some people in California. We have beach towels for you, shower curtains. As you can see, House of Aten, and this is just, as I said, launch 1A. So as everyone continues to support, we'll bring more items showing the Natiru. We'll have Tehuti, Maat, Ra. We'll have the Pa'ut, the Pesht. We'll have so many different variations of these products. Again, just another way for you all to support and imbue your homes with the frequency of the Natiru, with the frequency of the House of Aten, to imbue yourself. So this is what will all be available Friday at launch. So for those of you who have phones, phone cases, Android and iPhone, so you can go through here and get your case as well. So and this is something I'm also excited about, is the notebook and journal section. So we have hardcover journals for that have blank pages, and also ruled lines. So for the artists like great brother B. Jan Farrell, hope you're well, Minty Hotep, all the wonderful artists, you can get your House of Aten, the Natiru Exist journal, and begin to do your scribing within your own beautiful journal here, as well as the ruled line to document and write and practice your Medunetter. And then we also have a spiral notebook with a line or some of the chapter of the Purim HERU right here, Purim HERU chapter 15. And this is something that you won't get on any other. You can go to any store anywhere and look up some Medunetter, find any type of Kemetic, anything, and it's not going to tell you this is what this is. It's not going to tell you this is from this chapter and this papyrus. This is what we're going to change and what we are changing. So you can get this notebook here with chapter 15 of the Purim HERU, which is a powerful section of the Purim HERU. Ascribe praise to Ra, the Lord of heaven, the Prince of life, strength, and health, creator of the gods. Adore ye him in his presence, beautiful in his rising. In the Atet book, shall worship thee the beings of the height of the Heru, shall worship thee the beings of the depth, the Keru. Write for thee Tehuti and Maat every day. Thine enemy is given to the fire, the evil one hath fallen, his arms are bound, removed hath Ra his legs, the sons of impotent revolt, never again shall they rise up. So everyone will be able to acquire this and utilize the Heka'u for your own daily scribing, your own daily writings and drawings. And also right here on the right side is all of our social platforms as well. The debates, as I just showed, this is available to the members of the YouTube and the Discord, or excuse me, not Discord, but Patreon. So this will be here, the pod classes, which they're all up to date. So it'll always show the latest pod class here. So you can watch it here and to support. So for everyone who is wants to support Saba Tehuti and the Tehuti pod class and ask a question, to have your question answered in the way that he does in the pod class, right here, the only platform online dedicated to the students and the questions that are asked. To have your question answered on the Tehuti pod class, send in your support with the question attached. And here is the Cash App and PayPal for Saba Tehuti. Okay, and so we also have all of the playlists for all the great brothers that you see here on the House of Aten. Myself, Scribal Sessions. If you click here, all of the playlist of all of my classes. Menkhu Ara, same thing. All his classes are here. Atef Maat, all his classes are here. The ancient literature readings. So we have the, just like this one here, ancient Kemetic literature. All of these, and the great brother Anu started the section for the ancient Sumerian literature reading right here, the Medunetter and Kingi literature. And now I can add a section for the great brother Primordial Thought 9. So this is what's available here. House of Aten membership. So I'll be also transferring all of our great members, all of our great HERU of the House of Aten over to the membership section that is here on the website. And so the House of Aten membership has been $10 a month since we started, which is again extremely affordable for everyone. And so we're just raising that up just $5 more to the first tier to $15 a month. And now we have 3 different levels: Ua, Sin, and Kemet. That means 1, 2, and 3. And each tier level provides more benefits. Of course, with level 3 being the most, being at $35 monthly. And so I have the laws of Ma'at, the Hepu and Ma'at here for everyone to go through and read when this is available Friday, right? And so you can set it up monthly, quarterly, annually. Everyone will save money for doing it annually and become a member. And then here we have a lot of the perks that are available, and we'll go through this more when there's more time. So this is something that I'll be transferring all of the HERU over. Those who have already paid up with where you're at, I'm gonna honor the $10 a month. So if everyone has already paid up a specific amount of time, it's gonna stay that amount of time over on this section. So when Friday comes, and I transfer everyone over, if any of the HERU want to go ahead and pay up at the $10 a month price range, you can go ahead and do so, and I'll still honor that. Okay, and last thing I'll show is the useful sources here. So you'll also be able to study here on the houseofaten.org. We have both of the Egyptian hieroglyphic dictionaries here, so you can study. And for those who like to listen to music, I also have a button down here. Play some music while you're doing your study. I have James P. Allen, Middle Egyptian, 2nd edition, Culture of Hieroglyph book. Very powerful book here. The Papyrus of Ani, the transliteration. BUDGE is here. The Literature of Ancient Egypt, where you see a lot of our readings come from that we're reading on here. You can get that here, and I'll be adding more and more sources. So this is houseofaten.org. This is the first launch that we are bringing to you all, which will be Friday. And we'll continue to grow and expand, bring more items to the shop, bring more colors to the shop, bring more variations to the shop. You all can let me know what you all would like to see. You can message me down here through this button here and write your message, and we'll get back to you as soon as I'm able to and I see them. So I check and see all messages. So too for everyone's patience with this. So as you see, this was something that was built from the ground up. There was a lot of coding that went into this, a lot of time, countless hours.
Great,
So,
brother.
yes.
Minty said, "Are we having a launch party?" And then another brother said, "Where do I go to find the music of the House of Aten?" I don't know if he's referring to what you just played or your music. I could post it in the SoundCloud. But I ain't in the build. I just was letting you know they're asking.
Okay, to a great brother. Yes, you can post the SoundCloud in the chat. The great brother Atef is going to post that for you. The superior class. I like that. I like that name there, good brother. All right. Are we having a launch party? Minty HOTEP, are you hosting? Are you hosting the party? Yes. We can definitely set something up for sure. Absolutely. So there is the houseofaten.org, and I will go over more in detail of so many of the perks that are available in the fine details that everyone will have a great time utilizing. So again, we love our supporters. We love everyone who supports and helps to get us to where we are now. We're closing in on 1,200 subscribers, and just over a year of just pure information and teachings. And we're having in-person events, and we've had many giveaways. We've had talent shows. We've given away hundreds of dollars to the great HERU. We've had game shows. So this is one of the reasons why you all have the MERU title, because it means love, and we love each and every one of you, and we appreciate you. So great brother Atef, I see you put the Spotify link. That's to the pod classes. The Spotify has the pod classes in audio form, so that's where you can go and listen to the audio form. But for the music, it's soundcloud.com/scribe, and it's also in the description box below if you want to go there as well. So with that, I will show some of the support that we have received in. HENU to all the great members. Let me answer this too. Gabriela Lopez, HOTEP sister, she says, when do we send the membership amount? I love to join. Tua, absolutely. Well, Friday, whenever we launch, you can just go. You can just go there, and just like any other purchase that we make, I've made it very convenient and simple for everyone. So yeah. So whenever we launch, and I'm sure the great brother right here, Primordial Thought 9, can assist you with that. So Tua, for wanting
Get
to
it done.
Yes. Hotep to you. All right, and so yes, let me show some of the support that we have received in, and we'll start with. We will start with. Let's see here. We'll start with Nookpoo, and he sends in 3. He sends in multiple support, so we'll show all 3, and then we'll give noise to this great brother. And so here is the first one, which is 333 for Nefer Ankh. Everything is beautiful in life. Tua, HENU, Heku.
Nefer Ankh. Everything is beautiful in life.
Tua, HENU, Heku, Maat, Heru, Ray, Heru, Kuti. And we have 333 for Natert, Nefer Keperet. Do a class in Spanish. Maat. Okay. And we have 333 for Hotep, Meri, Ku, Keru, Per Aten, Shimsu, Natiru, Uwachit, Maat. HENU to the great brother Nookpoo, who is a fantastic HERU of the House of Aten, extremely consistent, great brother. Yeah, we appreciate all that you contribute to the House of Aten. So HENU to you. All right, next we have Big Vapes, who sends in $10 for April HOA membership fee from Ptah Bull Damo. Another very extremely consistent brother who has been with us for some years. So to our great brother, Big Vapes, for your consistency and for your contribution to the HOA. All right, next we have the great brother Kemetic HERU Hancock, another very consistent brother, $10 for Maat podcast support. Hotep Henu, Ma'at HERU, Kemet HERU Hancock. I truly appreciate you, great brother. Tua for your support and your consistency as well, and supporting the House of Aten and the Natiru. So Tua to you, great brother. All right, and next we have Auset, the calm one with the axe, who sends in 2072 for support. All right, wonderful. The great brother Auset, who supports us in every single way that he can. Another great Keru of the House of Aten, who I know will be coming up and giving a class as well soon. We are providing an opportunity for all the great Keru, all the great members of the House of Aten to utilize our platform to teach a class on something that is important to them. And it's a beautiful, very powerful thing that is only beneficial in every aspect of one's of one's life, to come up and just teach on something that is important to you and something that you want to see be brought forth into this reality. To be able to be the change that you want to see is the number one method of Heka'u to bring forth. So this is the opportunity that the House of Aten is providing to our great Keru. So I expect to see this great brother as well coming up to the HOA and providing a class. Great brother, Tua to you. And next we have the wonderful mate of Primordial Thought 9, the wonderful sister, the lover of the color purple, beautiful color, Gabriela Lopez, who sends in $30 for all the Nefer energy that's being put towards HOA with a purple heart. To our wonderful sister, Primordial Thought 9 said I have to get a special allocated purple shirt, purple set just for you. Call it the Gabriella collection. And so we appreciate you. We appreciate you, sister, and the support that you give to the great brother Primordial Thought 9 and coming into the information and allowing yourself to start over and be replenished with Maat and all of what that means. So Tua for representing, and we appreciate you and your support. All right, and that is, I'll stop there with the support. So yes, utilize those links that are pinned to the top of the chat and support us, support the House of Aten and all of what you see being brought forth. What we're bringing forth doesn't exist, so we have to bring it forth. We're the ones who have to create it. When one starts to break out of the matrix and want to come into what the truth actually is, that isn't influenced by the false realities that this matrix creates, we realize that there isn't anything that's available for one to come into where that already exists. This is where it exists because we're the ones creating it. So Henu and Tua to everyone who is playing their part in creating something that is going to last forever and change the paradigm of what it means to represent Ma'at and be leaders. So Tua Henu, Henu to the great Saba Tehuti for being exactly who he is, for doing what he does, and for leading by example. And so with that, I will pass to the great brother Tef Rimkin Ma'at so we can get started in the reading. Hotep.
Hotep, Hotep, great people. Okay, I'm getting ready. I had to get my incense together. I had a special blend. Yeah, I know I'm the smell god too, so I had to light something up real nefer. Get my candles together. I got a whole I was inspired to for this reading by the great Saba Tehuti Amenhotep, right? He knew you great Saba so many years ago. It's not that many years ago. It was just like maybe 2 or 3. But he was on a platform, and he had a picture behind him. It was it was a very peculiar picture, to say the least. To me, anyway. I had saw one, but I hadn't saw the other one. I was unfamiliar with this, so with that, I'm going to dedicate this to breaking the matrix, stepping out of the matrix. So this is the sorrows of Auset. And again, what I like to do is, of course, echo the Medu Nefer of the ancestors. I like to say exactly what they say. I want to echo the tones of them. So that's the name of it. It's the story of the sorrows of Auset. So let me screen share. Let's see, right. Yeah, present. Screen share. Can you guys hear me? How's my sound? Am I good?
Sounding great, brother.
Screen. And this. Yeah, boom. All right. So this is what I'm going to be reading from. I'm going to be reading about the great Auset. So this is an ancestral artifact. And this is Auset and her mate, AUSAR. I just wanted to show that. Let me get my thing together, minimize that, and bring this up. And I'm going to be reading from this book right here, which is, again, the great Saba had recommended this book. So I recommend. So the thing about it, guys, is that I'm a baby. So a lot of the questions that I had, I didn't even know I had. I just had these thoughts, and how does this tie into that, and where does this come from, and that. And as I get further along on this journey, a lot of these questions are answered. And one of those, the ways that this is I'm glad I put some links for the books in there and a lot of the resources that we're getting them from. But 3 or 4 years ago, I was unfamiliar with this book, and Saba mentioned it, and I picked it up. And there's still so many stories that I haven't read, but today I'm going to be reading from this one, Volume 2, The Gods of the Egyptians, Volume 2. So when Saba said these books, he was just saying the names. He wasn't showing where you could get them from. And I was like driving, and I was doing transportation at the time, and I was stopping and trying to log this information in, because what he was saying was so groundbreaking and matrix shattering at that time. It was brand new for me, and I'm gonna be real with you guys. I'm a baby. I'm a baby Google Gaga. So this is the book I'm gonna be reading from, and I'm gonna attempt to shatter the matrix today. So I'm gonna be speaking about the great sister Auset and the Turk. So this is the book right here. You could get it for $14.59. Volume 2. I also have Volume 1, Volume 2. But these are great books to get and familiarize yourself with the stories. I'm the Techetu, so I'm going to be reading these stories. So I'm going to begin on page 202 from that, and it's called Auset. So as you can see right here, it says Auset, Ast, or Isis, right? Notwithstanding the fact that Auset or Isis is one of the goddesses most frequently mentioned in the hieroglyphic text. Nothing is known with certainty about the attributes which were ascribed to her from the earliest times. I'm just going to read, and you guys can eat the fish and spit out the bone. I was going to just change some of the stuff, but I'm going to read it along as it goes, right? From the fact that she was regarded as the female counterpart, like she wasn't the counterpart of AUSAR, she was his mate. But I'm gonna read it as it is. But I just showed you her and her mate, that great ancestral artifact. But anyway, from the fact that she was regarded as the female counterpart of Osiris in the dynastic period, we may assume that she was also associated with the god in this capacity in the pre-dynastic period. And if he was originally a water spirit or a river god, she must have possessed the same characteristics. The name Auset has, like AUSAR, up to the present defied all explanation, and it is clear from the punning derivations to which the Egyptians themselves had recourse that they knew no more about the meaning of her name than we do. You see, it's a lot of this be disrespectful, but I'm going to continue to read it though, right? Okay, I'm going to read what Budge says. The probability is that Auset or Auset is a Libyan name originally, and that it is to be classed with the names of the other Libyan deities, etc., Net, Bast, etc., who were worshipped by the pre-dynastic Egyptians, and the sounds of whose names were expressed by hieroglyphic symbols as nearly as possible when the people of the country borrowed or invented the art of writing. The symbol of the name of Isis in Egyptian is a seat or a throne, but we have no means of connecting it with the attributes of the goddess in such a way as to give a rational explanation of her name, and all the derivations hitherto proposed must be regarded as mere guesses. That's not true, but I'm going to go ahead and read it as it is. Isis is usually depicted in the form of a woman who wears on her head a vulture headdress and holds in her hand a papyrus scepter. The usual ornament or crown on her head consists of a pair of horns, between which is a solar disk, and that is sometimes surmounted by the crown symbol, the symbol of the sound of her name. Sometimes she wears the double crowns. This is a wonderful picture of Auset in the book, Queen, the Goddess Isis, of the south and of the north, to the back of which is attached to the feather of Maat. And sometimes she wears with a pair of horns, and the solar disk 2 plumes. Her horns are usually those of the cow of Hathor or of one of the sister forms of this goddess. But occasionally she wears a pair of ram's horns under her double crown. Since, however, Osiris was represented by the ram of Mendes and was identified with Khnemu, it is only to be expected that his female counterpart, Auset, should appear sometimes with the horns, which are the peculiar characteristics of the great ram god. Auset as a woman and not as a goddess is depicted in the ordinary headdress of a woman, but even so she has the uraeus over her forehead. For the followers of Ma'at wished it never to be forgotten that she was of divine origin, of the forms which she had the power to take in her character of the Lady of Words of Power. Mention will be made further on. An examination of the texts of all the periods proves that Auset always held in the minds of the Kemetians a position which was entirely different from that of every other goddess. And although it is certain that their views concerning her varied from time to time, and that certain aspects or phrases of the goddess were worshipped more generally at one point than at another, it is correct to say that from the earliest to the latest dynasties, Auset was the greatest goddess of Kemet. Long before the copies of the pyramid texts which we possess were written, the attributes of Auset were well defined, and even before the priests of Heliopolis assigned to her the position which she held in the cycle of their gods between 4000 BC and 3000 BC, the duties which she was taught to perform in connection with the dead were clearly defined and were identical with those which belonged to her in the Greco-Roman period. Auset was the great and beneficent goddess and mother whose influence and love pervaded all heaven and earth and the abode of the dead. And she was the personification of the great feminine creative power which conceived and brought forth every living creature and thing, from the gods in heaven to man on earth to the insect on the ground. What she brought forth, she protected and cared for and fed and nourished and employed her life in using her power graciously and successfully, not only in creating new beings, but in restoring those that were dead. She was, besides these things, the highest type of a faithful and loving wife and mother, and it was in this capacity that the Egyptians honored and worshipped her most. In the section of Osiris, a rendering of the story, the mythological history of Auset and AUSAR by Plutarch has already been given, but reference must here be made to one or two of the passages in it for purpose of comparisons with the Egyptian text. According to this document, Osiris was slain by the cunning of his brother, Typhoon or Set, and the box containing his body was thrown into the river, which carried it to the sea. After long search, Isis found it and set it, as she thought, in a safe hiding place. It was found by Typhoon, who cut it up into a number of pieces. It is nowhere so stated, but it seems that Isis was childless before the death of AUSAR, and both the narrative of Plutarch and a passage in the hymn to Osiris quoted above, page 150, agreed in stating that by means of certain words of power which had been given to her by Tehuti and which she knew how to use, she restored her dead husband to life and was united to him. As the result of this embrace, she conceived her son HERU and in due course brought him forth. The incidents of her search for the dead body of AUSAR and of the conception and birth and rearing of her child powerful impressed the imagination of the Egyptians, and hieroglyphic literature is full of allusions to them. In the pyramid text, the deceased is said, Unas, line 181, to breathe the breath of Auset and to make his passage in heaven with Isis in the MENQET boat, i.e. the boat of the rising sun, line 293. Moreover, he is declared to be the very son of Auset and her twin from Nephthys. In a remarkable passage in the text of Ptah, line 84, the deceased is introduced to the triad of goddesses, Isis, Nephthys, and Aspet, as their son, and elsewhere, line 172, Seb, the father of Osiris, and Auset is made to speak of Isis and Nephthys as his sisters. These things the Kemetians believed because their ancient traditions told them that all that Auset had done for her husband and child, and they hoped that the goddess would be present at the celebrations of their funeral rites, and that she would secure for them a new birth. In the illustrated recensions of the Book of the Dead, Isis frequently appears both as the mother of HERU, the heir to the throne of Osiris, and as the mourning widow of her husband. In the vignette to the list chapter, Isis kneels at the bier of the deceased and says to him, I have come to protect thee with the north wind which cometh forth from Tim. I have strengthened for thee thy throat. I have caused thee to be with the God, and I have placed all thine enemies under thy feet. Thy speech refers to the air which Auset produced by beating her wings when she restored AUSAR to life in order that she might conceive an heir by him, and also to the air which she provided for her son HERU after he had been stung to death by a scorpion. Everywhere in the Book of the Dead, Isis is regarded as a giver of life and of food to the dead, and she appears behind the god in the shrine wherein AUSAR is seated in the judgment hall. And in one of her aspects, she is identified with one of the two Maat goddesses. She may in fact be regarded as one of the judges of the dead. Now, the Book of the Dead supplies us with many interesting allusions to her relations with AUSAR, but it says little about her devotion to her son HERU, whom she reared with loving care that he might become the avenger of his father. And we must have recourse to the texts which are found inscribed on the Menkhu stela. If we would gain a clear idea of the troubles which Isis endured after the death of AUSAR, in one of these, the goddess is made to relate the narrative of her wanderings and sorrows. And she says, I, even I, am Isis, and I came forth from the house wherein my brother Set had placed me. From this, it is clear that Set was not content with murdering his brother Osiris, but that he must needs shut up the widow and her child in some place of restraint. Whilst Auset was thus confined, Tehuti, the great god, the prince of law, both in heaven and upon earth, came to her and said, Come, O thou goddess, Auset, it is good to be obedient, for there is life for him that will follow the advice of another. Hide thou thy son, the child HERU, and this is what shall happen. His limbs shall grow, and he will become endowed with twofold strength, and then he shall be made to sit upon the throne of his father, and he shall avenge him and take possession of the rank of the prince of the two lands. Auset took the advice of her friend Tehuti, and she says, I came forth from the house at eventude, and there also came forth with me 7 scorpions, who were to accompany me and to be my helpers. 2 scorpions, Tephen and Bethen, were behind me. 2 scorpions, Mestet and Mestet-Tef, were by my side, and 3 scorpions, Patet, Tetet, and Matetet, shewed me the way. I cried out unto them in a very loud voice, and my speech entered into their ears, even as into the ears of one who knoweth that obedience is a thing which is applauded, and that disobedience is the mark of a person who is of no account. And I said unto them, Let your faces be turned to the ground, that ye may shew me the way. So the leader of this company brought me unto the marshes of Pasu, the city of the 2 divine sandals, which lay at the beginning of the papyrus swamp, Atef. When I had arrived at Atef, I came forth to the habitations of the woman who belonged to the overlord of the district, and the chief woman who had seen me coming along shut her doors in my face and was angry with me in her heart because of those, i.e. the 7 scorpions, that were with me. Now the scorpions took counsel on the matter, and they all at one time ejected their poison on the tip of the tail of Tephen. But as for me, the poor Finn woman opened her door to me, and I entered into her house. Meanwhile, the scorpion Tephen entered under the leaves of the door of the lady who had shut her doors upon me, and she stung her son. And fire straightway broke out in the house of the noble lady. But there was no water forthcoming to put it out, and the heavens dropped down no rain upon the house of the noble lady, for it was not the season for rain. And behold, this is another great picture. And behold, the heart of the woman who had not opened her door to me was sad, for she knew not whether her son would live, and although she went round about through her city uttering cries of lamentations, none came at all her call. But mine own heart was sad for the child's sake, and I wished to restore to life him that had committed no fault. Thereupon I cried out to the noble lady, Come to me, for my speech hath in it the power to protect, and it possesseth life. I am a woman who is well known in her city, and I can drive the evil out of thy son by one of my utterances, which my father taught me, for I was the beloved daughter of his body. The noble lady presumably listened to the words of Auset, who, it seemed, either went to her house or had the dead child brought into her presence. For the narrative continues. Then Auset laid her hands upon the child to restore to life to him that was without breath, literally him whose throat was foul, and said, O poison of Tephen, come forth and appear on the ground. Come not in, approach not, O poison of Befint, come forth and appear on the ground. For I am Isis, the goddess, and I am the lady of words of power, and I know how to work with words of power, and most mighty are my words. O, all ye reptiles which sting, hearken unto me, and fall ye down on the ground. O poison of Mestet, come not hither. O poison of Mestet-Tef, rise not up. O poison of Patet and Tethet, enter not here. O poison of Matet, fall down. Next in the narrative, we have the words of the chapter of the stinging of scorpions, which Auset, the goddess and great enchantress at the head of the gods, spake on his occasion. And it is said that she learnt her method of procedure from Seb, who had taught her how to drive out poison. At the dawn of day, she uttered the words, O poison, get thee back. Turn away, be gone, retreat, and added, Mer-Ra. And at eventude she said, the egg of the goose cometh forth from the sycamore. Then, turning to the 7 scorpions, she said, I speak to you, for I am alone, and am in sorrow, which is greater than that of anyone in the gnomes of Kemet. I am like a man who hath become old, and who hath ceased to search after and to look upon women in their houses. Turn your faces down to the ground, and find ye me straightway, a way to the swamps, and to the hidden places in Quebec. Following this passage come the explanation, the child liveth, and the poisoneth, and the poison dieth. The son liveth, and the poison dieth. And then the wishes, may Horus be in good case for his mother Auset, and may he who shall find himself in a similar state be in good case also. And the result of the utterances of Auset, the fire in the house of the noble lady was extinguished, and heaven was satisfied with the words which the goddess Auset had spoken. The narrative is continued by Auset in these words. Then came the lady who had shut her doors against me, and took possession of the house of the Fen woman, because she had opened the door of her house unto me. And because of this, the noble lady suffered pain and sorrow during the whole night, and she had to bear the thought of her speech, and that her son had been stung, because she had closed the door and had not opened them to me. Following this come the words, O, the child liveth, the poison dieth. Verily, Horus shall be in good case for his mother Auset. Verily, in like manner shall he be in good case, who shall find himself in a similar position. Shall not the bread of barley drive out the poison, and make it to return from the limbs? Shall not the flame of the Hatetchet plant drive out the fire from the members? Isis, Isis, come to thy child Horus, O thou whose mouth is wise, come to thy son. Thus cried out the words, thus cried out the gods who were near her, after the manner of one of whom a scorpion hath stung, and like one whom the animal Antesh put to flight hath wounded. Then came Auset like a woman who was smitten in her own body, and she stretched out her 2 arms, saying, I will protect thee, I will protect thee, O my son Heru. Fear not, fear thou not, O son, my glorious one. No evil thing whatsoever shall happen unto thee, for in thee is the seed whereof things which are to be shall be created. Thou art the sun within the MENQET, who hast proceeded from Nu, and thou shalt not die by the flame of the poison. I passed by this picture. This is a great picture. I just want to show you guys this picture. Let me just make it a little smaller. This is another great picture. Thou art the great Bennu, who wast born of the incense trees in the house of the great prince in Heliopolis. Thou art the brother of the Abtu fish, who dost arrange that which is to be, and who has nursed, and who was nursed by the cat within the house of Net. Reret, Hat, and Best, protect thy limbs. Thine head shall not fall before him that is hostile to thee. The fire of that which hath poisoned thee shall not have dominion over thy limbs. Thou shalt not fail on land, and thou shalt not be in peril on the water. No reptile that stingeth shall have the mastery over thee, and no lion shall crush thee or gain the mastery over thee. Thou art the son of the holy God, and dost proceed from Seb. Thou art Heru, and the poison which is in thy limbs shall not have the mastery over thee. And even so shall it be with him that is under the knife. And the four noble goddesses shall protect thy limbs. From the above, we see that the gods informed Auset that her son Heru had been stung by a scorpion. And from what follows, we shall see in what condition Auset found her son. She says, I, Isis, conceived a man-child, and I was heavy with Horus. I, the goddess, bare Heru, the son of Isis, within the nest of papyrus plants, or island of Atef. I rejoiced over him with exceedingly great joy, for I saw in him one who would make answer for his father. I hid him, and I concealed him, for I was afraid lest he should be bitten. Now I went away to the city of and the people thereof saluted me, according to thy wont. And I passed the time in seeking food and provision for the boy. But when I returned to embrace Heru, I found him, the beautiful one of gold, the boy, the child, inert and helpless. He had bedewed the ground with the water of his eye and with the foam of his lips. His body was motionless, and his heart was still, and his muscles moved not. And I sent forth a cry. Then straightway the dwellers of the swamps came round about me, and the Fen men came out to me from their houses, and they drew nigh to me at my call, and they themselves wept at the greatness of my misery. Yet no man there opened his mouth to speak to me, because they all grieved for me sorely, and no man among them knew how to restore Heru to life. Then there came unto me a woman who was well known in her city, and she was the lady at the head of her district, and she came to me to restore Heru to life. Her heart was filled with her own affairs according to custom, but the child Heru remained motionless and moved not. The son of the goddess mother had been smitten by the evil of his brother. The plants where Heru was were concealed, and no hostile being could find a way into them. The word of power of Tim, the father of the gods who is in heaven, acted as the maker of life, and Set had not entered into this region, and he could not go round about the city of Keb, and Heru was safe from the wickedness of his brother. But Auset had not hidden those who ministered unto him, many times each day. And these said concerning him, Heru liveth for his mother. They found out where he was, and a scorpion stung him. The Unab, slayer of the heart, stabbed him. Then Isis placed her nose to the mouth of Heru to learn if there was any breath in him that was in his coffin, and she opened the wound of the divine air, and she found poison therein. Then she embraced him hurriedly and leaped about with him like a fish when it is placed over a hot fire. And she said, Heru is stung, O Ra, thy son is stung. Horus, thy very heir, and the lord of Shu is stung. Horus, the child of the papyrus swamps, the child of Hetzer is stung. The beautiful child of gold is stung, and the child, the babe, hath become a thing of nothingness. Horus, the son of Un-Nefer, is stung, etc. Then came Nephthys, shedding tears, and she went about the papyrus swamps, uttering cries of grief. And the goddess Serket said, What is it? What is it? What hath happened to thy child Heru? O Isis, pray thou to heaven, so that the sailors of Ra may cease rowing, so that the boat of Ra may not depart from the place where the child Heru is. Then Auset sent forth a cry to heaven, and addressed her prayer to the boat of millions of years, and the disk stood still, and moved not from the place where he was. And Tehuti came, and he was provided with magical powers, and possessed the great powers which made his words to become Ma'at, i.e. law. And he said, O Isis, thou goddess, thou glorious one, who hast knowledge how to use thy mouth, behold, no evil shall come upon the child Heru, for his protection cometh from the boat of Ra. I have come this day in the boat of the disk from the place where it was yesterday. When the night cometh, the light shall drive it away, for the healing of Heru, for the sake of his mother Isis, and every person who is under the knife shall be healed likewise. In answer to this speech, Auset told Tehuti that she was afraid he had come too late, but she begged him nevertheless to come to the child and to bring with him his magical powers, which enabled him to give effect to every command which he uttered. Thereupon Tehuti besought Isis not to fear, and Nephthys not to weep. For, said he, I have come from heaven in order to save the child for his mother. And he straightway spake the words of power, which restored Heru to life, and served to protect him ever afterwards in heaven and in earth, and in the underworld. The region where all these things took place was situated in the delta, and the island in the papyrus swamps where Isis brought forth her child and hid him was near the famous double city of Ptah, which is commonly called Buto by the Greeks. It is impossible to assign a date to the composition of the story, briefly narrated above, but it is no doubt as old as the legends about the death and resurrection of Osiris, and it must form an integral portion of them, and date from the period which Libyan gods and goddesses were worshipped in the delta and in certain parts of Upper Egypt before the great development of sun worship. The chief importance of the story consists in the fact that it makes Isis to be both woman and goddess, just as the story of Osiris makes that deity to be both god and man. And it is quite conceivable that in the pre-dynastic times, the sorrows of Isis, like those of AUSAR, formed the subject of miracle plays which were acted annually in all the centers of worship of Isis. Isis, as the faithful and loving wife, and as the tender and devoted mother, won the hearts of the Egyptians in all periods of their history. And we can only regret that the narrative of the wanderings and sorrows of the goddess is not known to us in all its details. Her persecution by Set after her husband's death was a favorite theme of ancient writers, who delighted in showing how the goddess outwitted her terrible adversary. Thus, on one occasion, she was so hard pressed by him that she changed her body into that of a cow goddess, HERU Sekha, and her son Horus into an Apis bull, and went away with him to the Apis temple, in order that she might see his father Osiris, who was therein. Another great human element in the story of Isis, which appealed strongly to the Egyptians, was the desire of the goddess to be avenged on the murderer of her husband. And it is this which is referred to in the words of Isis, who says, I rejoiced over him with exceedingly great joy, for I saw in him one who would make answer for his father. The manner in which Horus made answer for and avenged his father is told in the cellular papyrus, translated by Shabazz, where it is said that Horus and Set fought together, standing on their feet, first in the forms of men and next in the forms of two bears. For 3 days and for 3 nights, the fight between them raged, and Horus gained the victory over Set. But when Auset saw that Set was being overpowered, her heart was touched on his account, and she cried out and ordered the weapons which her son was wielding against her brother to fall down. And they did so, and Set was released. When Heru saw that his mother had taken his adversary's part, he raged at her like a panther of the south, and she fled before his wrath. A fierce struggle between Auset and Heru then took place, and Heru cut off his mother's head. Tehuti, by means of his words of power, transformed her head into that of a cow, which he attached to her body straightway. Isis, though worshipped all over Egypt, was specially venerated in certain cities, and the following are among the commonest of her titles: the Great Lady, the Godmother, Lady, of Ra and Nefer, Isis, Nebut, the Lady of Sekhet, Lady of Bastet, Isis in Pakat, the Queen of Masin, Isis of Ta At Nehepet, Isis, dweller in Netiru, Isis, Lady of Habet, Isis in Pishet, Isis, Lady of Quebec, Assert Isis, Giver of Life, Lady of Abaton, Lady of Philae, Lady of the Countries of the South, etc. From a list of titles of the goddess collected by Dr. Baruch, it is clear that Auset was called Assert in Thebes, Aat in Helopius, Menkhet in Memphis, Godmother in Coptos, Hurt in Letopolis, and Hint, i.e. Queen, in every nome. And another important list tells us that Auset was called Ament in Thebes, Minhet in Helopolis, and Renpet in Memphis, Sept in Abydos, Hetet in Behetu, Hurt in Nechen, and Tethinnet in Hermopolis, Ant in Dendera, Shisheta in Hermopolis, Herket in Habiru, Uachitet in Hipponos, Meskerin in Heracolopolis, Renpet in Crocodilopolis, Nebtet in Arsenino, that or Tchetut in Apopolis, and Shetetet in Bubastis. Among her general titles may be mentioned those of the Divine One, the Only One, the greatest of the gods and goddesses, the Queen of all gods, the female Ra, the female Horus, the Eye of Ra, the crown of Ra Heru, Sept, the opener of the year, lady of the new year, maker of the sunrise, lady of heaven, the light giver of heaven, lady of the north wind, queen of the earth, most mighty one, queen of the south and north, lady of the solid earth, lady of warmth and fire, benefactress of the Tuat, she who is greatly feared in the Tuat, the godmother of Heru Ka Nehet, the mother of the Heru of gold, the lady of life, lady of green crops, the green goddess, Uachet, the lady of bread, lady of beer, lady of abundance, lady of joy and gladness, lady of love, the maker of kings, lady of the great house, lady of the house of fire, the beautiful goddess, the lady of words of power, lady of the shuttle, daughter of Seb, daughter of Nebuchadnezzar, the child of Nut, wife of Ra, wife of the Lord of Abyss, wife of the Lord of the inundation, and the critics of the Nile flood. From a number of passages in the text of various periods, we learn that Auset possessed great skill in the working of magic, and several examples of the manner in which she employed it are well known. Thus, when she wished to make Ra reveal to her his greatest and most secret name, she made a venomous reptile out of dust mixed with the spittle of the god, and by uttering over it certain words of power, she made it to bite Ra as he passed. When she had succeeded in obtaining from the god his most hidden name, which he only revealed because he was on the point of death, she uttered words which had the effect of driving the poison out of his limbs, and Ra recovered. Now, Isis not only used the words of power, but she also had knowledge of the way in which to pronounce them so that the beings or things to which they were addressed would be compelled to listen to them, and, having listened, would be obliged to fulfill her behest. The Egyptians believed that if the best effect was to be produced by words of power, they must be uttered in a certain tone of voice and at a certain rate and at a certain time of the day or night, with appropriate gestures or ceremonies. In the hymn to Osiris, of which a rendering had already been given on page 150, it is said that Auset is well skilled in the use of words of power, and it was by means of these that she restored her husband to life and obtained from him an heir. It is not known what the words were which she uttered on this occasion, but she appears to have obtained them from Tehuti, the Lord of divine words, and it was to him that she appealed for help to restore Heru to life after he had been stung to death by a scorpion. In the Theban recension of the Book of the Dead is found a chapter which was composed for the purpose of bestowing upon the deceased some of the magical power of the goddess. The chapter was intended to be recited over an amulet called a thet, made of carnelian, which had to be steeped in water of akanami flowers and set in a sycamore plinth, and if this were laid on the neck of a dead person, it would place him under the protection of the words of power of Auset, and he would be able to go wheresoever he pleaseth in the underworld. The words of the chapter were, "Let the blood of Auset and the magical powers of Auset and the words of power of Auset be mighty to protect and keep safely this great God, i.e. the deceased, and to guard him from him that would do unto him anything which he abomineth." The symbol of Auset in the heavens was the star Sept, which was greatly beloved because its appearance marked not only the beginning of a new year, but also announced the advance of the inundation of the Nile, which betokened renewed wealth and prosperity of the country. As such, Auset was regarded as the companion of Osiris, whose soul dwelt in the star Sa, Orion, and she was held to have brought about the destruction of the fiend Apep and of his host of darkness by means of the might of her words of power. As the light giver of this season of the year, she was called Kut. As the mighty earth goddess, her name was Assert. As the great goddess of the underworld, she was RENUNET. As the power which shot forth the Nile flood, she was Sati. And Sept, as the embracer of the land and producer of fertility by her waters, she was Menkhet. As the producer and giver of life, she was MENQET. The goddess of cultivated lands and fields, she was Sekhet. As the goddess of the harvest, she was RENUNET. As the goddess of food, which was offered to the gods, she was Techef, and lived in the temple of Techefau. As a great lady of the underworld who assisted in transforming the bodies of the blessed dead into those whereon they were to live in the realm of Osiris, her name was Ament, i.e. the hidden goddess. In this last capacity, she shared with Osiris the attributes of giver of life, and she provided food for the dead as well as for the living. As Ament, also she was declared to be the mother of Ra. In fact, at a comparatively earlier period in Egyptian history, Isis had absorbed the attributes of all the great primitive goddesses and of all the local goddesses such as Nekekbet, Uatet, Net, Bast, and Hathor, etc., and she was even identified as the female counterpart of the primeval abyss of water from which sprang all life. From what has been said above, it is manifestly impossible to limit the attributes of Auset, for we have seen that she possesses the powers of a water goddess, an earth goddess, a corn goddess, a star goddess, a queen of the underworld, and a woman, and that she united in herself one or more of the attributes of all of the goddesses of Kemet known to us. From the works of classical writers, we know that her worship spread from Egypt into several places in Western Europe. And she was identified with Persephone, Tethys, and Athene, etc., just as Osiris was identified with Hades or Pluto, Dionysus, Bukakis, and other foreign gods. According to her, August Mao, various causes contributed to the rapid extension of the cult of Isis and Serapis. The worship of Isis associated with mysteries from an early period were reorganized by the first Ptolemies with the help of Manetho, an Egyptian priest, and Timotheos, a Greek skilled in the Eleusinian mysteries. It had the charm of something foreign and full of mystery. Its doctrine, supported by the prestige of immemorial antiquity, successfully opposed the mutually destructive opinions of the philosophers, while at the same time its conception of deity was by no means inconsistent with philosophic thought. And it brought to the initiated that expectation of a future life to which the Eleusinian mysteries owed their attractive power. The ascetic side of the worship too, with its fastings and abstinence from the pleasures of sense, that the soul might lose itself in the mystical contemplation of deity, had a fascination for natures that were religiously susceptible. And the celebration of the mysteries, the representation of the story of Isis in pantomime with a musical accompaniment, appealed powerfully to the imagination. A college of the servants of Isis, who were called Pastoriferi was founded in Rome in the time of Sulla, about 80 BC. But after a very few years, the worship of Isis was proscribed by the authorities, and the temples of the goddess were pulled down in the years 58, 53, 50, and 48. In 43 BC, however, the Trumavers, seeing that it was the only way to win the affections of the people, built temples in honor of Isis and Serapis and publicly sanctioned their worship. And in a short time, several temples of these gods were in existence outside of the city. All these were under the control of the government, which had frequently to be exercised in a vigorously fashion on account of the orgies and debaucheries which took place in connection with the celebration of the festivals of Auset. From the time of Vespasian, however, the worship of Isis and Serapis grew and flourished until the general introduction of Christianity. And the festival of these gods was recognized in the public calendar. The chief temple of Isis in Rome stood in the Campus Martius, where the goddess was called Isis Compensis, and an inscription of the year 105 BC found at Ptah proves that a temple of Serapis was then standing in that city. The important temple of Isis at Pompeii appears to have been built soon after this date, and an inscription over the door states that it was rebuilt by Numerus Pompedius Silenius after the earthquake, that of the year 63. It has architecturally nothing suggestive of the Egyptian style, yet the plan presents a marked deviation from ordinary types. In his 11th book, Apelius gives a very interesting description of the manner in which Isis was worshipped in Rome in the later half of the 2nd century AD, and adds some curious details about the attributes of the goddess herself. Thus, in his prayer to her, he calls her Queen of Heaven, and he identifies her with Ceres and Venus and Proserpine, and refers to her in her capacity as goddess of wheat and crops. At daybreak, on the day of the festival of the goddess, the priests went into her temple and threw open the doors, leaving nothing but white linen curtains across the doorway to screen the interior. When the courts were filled with people, these curtains were drawn and the worshippers were permitted to gaze upon the image of the goddess. To it at once the people began to pray, and the women rattled their sistrums, and the prayers were followed by an interval during which the devout crowd engaged in silent prayer and contemplation of the goddess. About 1 hour after daybreak, when the sun had risen, the multitude sang a hymn to the newly risen God, and then departed to their homes. In the afternoon, another service was held at which Sistra was shaken and sacrifices were offered up, and incense were burnt, and an elaborate ceremony in connection with the use of a vessel of holy Nile water was performed. The holiest of all the sanctuaries of Isis known to the Greeks was that at TITHOREA, and Pausanias tells us that festivals were held there in honor of the goddess twice a year, one in spring and one in autumn. He says, 2 days before each festival, the persons who are free to enter the shrine clean it out in a certain secret way, and whatever remains they find of the sacrificial victims which were cast in at the previous festival, they always carry them to the same spot and bury them there. The distance of this spot from the shrine we judge to be 2 furlongs. That is what they do to the sanctuary on this day. On the next day, the hucksters set up booths of reeds and other impoverished materials And on the last of the 3 days, they hold a fair for the sale of slaves and all kinds of cattle, also garments and silver and gold. After noon, they betake themselves to sacrificing. The richer people sacrifice oxen and deer. The poorer folk sacrifice geese and guinea fowl. But it is against the custom to use swine, sheep, and goats for this sacrifice. Those whose duty it is to burn the victims and bring them into the shrine must wrap the victims in bandages of linen, either common linen or fine linen. The mode of dressing them is the Egyptian. All the animals sacrificed are laid in procession. Some convey the victims into the shrine. Others burn the booths in front of it and depart in haste. They say that once upon a time, when the pyri began to burn, a profane fellow who had no right to go down into the shrine rashly entered it out of curiosity. The whole place seemed to him full of specters, and scarcely had he returned to TITHOREA and told that he had beheld when he gave up the ghost. I have heard a like story from a Phoenician man. He said that the Egyptians hold the festival of Auset at the time when they say she is mourning for Osiris. At that time, the Nile begins to rise, and it is a common saying among the natives that it is the tears of Auset that cause the river to rise and water the fields. Well then, my informant said that at that season, the Roman governor of Egypt bribed a man to go down to the shrine of Isis at Koptos. The man who was thus sent in return from the shrine, but after he had told us all that he had beheld, he too, I was informed, immediately expired. Thus, it appears to be a true saying of Homer's that it is ill for mankind to see the gods in bodily shape. Among the various peoples by whom Auset is venerated must be mentioned those of Syria, who identified her with certain of their local goddesses. And it is clear that the early Christians bestowed some of her attributes upon the Virgin Mary, Isis and the Virgin Mary. Upon the various people by whom Isis is venerated must be mentioned those of Syria, who identified her with certain of their local goddesses. And it is clear that the early Christians bestowed some of her attributes upon the Virgin Mary. There is little doubt that in her character of the loving and protecting mother, she appealed strongly to the imagination of all the Eastern peoples among whom her cult came, and that the pictures and sculptures wherein she is represented in the act of suckling her child, HERU, formed the foundation for the Christian figures and paintings of the Madonna and Child. There is little doubt that in her character of the loving and protecting mother, she appealed strongly to the imagination of all the Eastern people among whom her cult came, and that the pictures and sculptures wherein she is represented in the act of suckling her child, HERU, formed the foundation for the Christian figures and paintings of the Madonna and Child. Several of the incidents of the wanderings of the Virgin with the child in Egypt, as recorded in the Apocryphal Gospels, reflect scenes in the life of Auset, as described in the text found in the MENQET Stellar, and many of the attributes of Isis, the godmother, the mother of HERU, and of Neith, the goddess of Sais, are identical with those of Meri, the mother of Christ. Many of the attributes of Isis, the godmother, the mother of HERU, and of Neith, the goddess of Sais, are identical with those of Meri, the mother of Christ. The writers of the Apocryphal Gospels intended to pay additional honor to Mary, the Virgin, by ascribing to her the attributes which up to the time of the advent of Christianity they had regarded as the peculiar property of Isis and Neith and other great indigenous goddesses. And if the parallels between the mythological history of Isis and Heru and the history of Meri and the child be considered, it is difficult to see how they could possibly avoid perceiving in the teachings of Christianity reflections of the best and most spiritual doctrines of the Egyptian religion. The doctrine of parthenogenesis was well known in Egypt in connection with the goddess Neith of Sais centuries before the birth of Christ, and the belief in the conception of Heru by Auset through the power given to her by Tehuti, the intelligence or mind of the God of the universe, and in the resurrection of the body and of everlasting life is coeval with the beginnings of history in Egypt. We may note too in passing the probability that many of the hearsays of the early Christian church in Egypt were caused by the survival of ideas and beliefs connected with the old native gods, which the converts to Christianity wished to adopt to their new creed. Be this, however, as it may, the knowledge of the ancient Egyptian religion, which we now possess fully, justifies the assertions that the rapid growth and progress of Christianity in Egypt were due mainly to the fact that the new religion, which was preached there by Saint Mark and his immediate followers, in all its essentials so closely resembled that which was the outcome of the worship of Osiris, Auset, and Heru that popular opposition was entirely disarmed. In certain places in the south of Egypt, Philae, the worship of Osiris and Isis maintained its own until the beginning of the 5th century of our era, though this was in reality due to the support which it received from the Nubians. But speaking generally, at this period in all other parts of Egypt, Meri, the virgin and child, had taken the place of Isis and Horus, and the godmother, or mother of the gods, was no longer Isis, but Meri, whom the Monophysites styled Octos. One more time. In certain places in the south of Egypt, etc., Philae, the worship of Osiris and Isis maintained its own until the beginning of the 5th century of our era, though this was in reality due to the support which it received from the Nubians. But speaking generally, at this period in all other parts of Egypt, Meri, the Virgin, and Christ had taken the place of Auset and Heru, and the godmother or mother of the gods was no longer Isis, but the mother whom the Monophysites styled as Meri. And here we go to the sorrows of Auset. I am Isis. I came forth from the house, placed me, my brother, set in it. Behold, said to me Tehuti, the great one, chief of Maat in heaven and earth, come thou, Auset, goddess, good it is to possess obedience in life, is to thee the one who is led by another. Hide thyself with thy son, child. Will happen these things, his limbs will grow, he will grow strong, holy, and he shall be made to rest upon the throne of his father. He will obtain the dignity of prince of the two lands. I came forth at the season of lands of evening, and came forth 7 scorpions before me. They continued with me at my side. Tephin and Bethin were behind me. Twice Mastet and Mastetef were near me, and Patet and Tetet and Maatet showed to me the way. I cried out to them loudly. My word entered into their ears as in those of wise man. Obedience is praiseworthy. Disobedience is as the mark of the son of a man of low estate. let your faces be bent down on the way. The leader of the company brought me to the swamps of Ptah, the city of the two sandal goddesses, at the beginning of the papyrus swamps. Having arrived at Tab, I came forth to the house of the woman of the governor, had seen me the chief woman on the march. She closed her doors upon me. She was angry in her heart at those who were with me. They decreed about it, and they placed their poison all at one time on the tail of Tephan, open to me. A poor woman, her door. I entered into her house. Cunningly, Tephan entered under the leaves of the door. Smote she, the son of the noble lady. Fire broke out in the house of the noble lady. Not was water there to quench it. Not did heaven let fall its rain in the house of the lady, not being it the season thereof. And behold, she who had not opened to me her heart was sad, not knowing if he lived. She went round her city with lamentation, not came any at all her call. My heart was sad about the child. For her sake, I wished to revive him that was fault without. I cried out to her, come to me. Twice a charm is my word having life. I am a daughter known in her city who driveth away evil. I went too far. By her utterances, taught me my father to know I am the daughter beloved of his body. Laid Isis her hands upon the child to vivify that of which had closed the throat. O poison of Tephan, come, appear on the earth, not advance, not enter in. O poison of Bephent, come, appear on the earth. I am Isis, the goddess, lady of the words of power, worker with words of power, mighty in utterances of speech. Hearken to me, mouth every which biteth, fall downwards. Poison of Mestet, not advance. Poison of Mestetef, not rise up. Poison of Patet and Tetet, not enter. Maatet, fall down. Chapter of stinging which spake Isis, the goddess, the great one of words of power, head of the gods, had given to her Seb his powers to repulse poison from her form, repulsing, turning away, driving back, away back, poison at the dawn, saying, Ramer, the egg of the goose cometh forth. From the sycamore, a protection are her words spoken at the season of evening. I speak to you. I am in loneliness and in sorrow greater than that of the people throughout the gnomes, and I am as a man feeble who hath ceased to seek out and to look upon a woman in their houses, your faces downwards, to make a way to the swamps, to the hidden places in Kemetic. O liveth the boy, dieth the poison, liveth Ra, dieth the poison. Verily healthy be Heru for his mother Auset. Verily healthy be he who is under the knife also. The fire is extinguished, and heaven is content at the utterances of Auset, the goddess, the lady who came, she who had shut her house on me. She seized the house of the poor woman because the poor woman had opened to me her door. Wherefore the lady was in pain and sorrow during night one. She tasted her speech, was stung. Her son was closed for her house in return for her not having opened to me. O liveth the child, dieth the poison. Verily shall be sound Heru through his mother Isis. Verily shall be sound he who is under the knife. Everyone likewise shall not bread of barley drive out poison. It shall return through all the limbs, the flame of Hachet, and drive out the fire from the members. Auset twice. Come thou to Heru, thou whose mouth is wise. Come thou to thy son. Hail, say the gods in her neighborhood, like one who has stung the scorpion to chirp, whom hath pierced Behet, whom hath put to flight. Antech appeared Isis as one who was wounded in her body. She stretched out her arms. I will protect twice my son, Heru. Fear not twice, O son, my glory. Not shall happen thing any evil unto thee. Seed is in thee for making things which are to be. Thou art the sun within the Meskhet, proceeding from Nu. Not shalt thou die by the flame of the poison. Thou art the Benu, great born on the incense trees in the house of the prince, great in Anu. Thou art the brother of the Aptu fish, the disposer of what is to be, nursed by the cat within the house of Net, Rert, and Hat. Best protect thy limbs, not shall fall thy head before him that is hostile to thee. Not shall conquer thy limbs the fire of thy poison. Not shalt thou fall on the ground. Not shalt thou be in peril on water. Not shall have the mastery reptile any stinging over thee. Not shall crush thee lion any, or be master over thee. Thou art the son of the god, holy, proceeding from Seb. Thou art Heru. Not shall have the mastery, the poison in thy limbs. Thou art the son of a god, holy, proceeding from Seb. With him that is under the knife, likewise it is. The four holy goddesses protect thy limbs. I am Auset, who conceived her male child, and was heavy with Heru. A goddess I bore Heru, son of Osiris, within a nest of Papyrus. I rejoiced over it greatly twice, because I saw in him one who would answer for his father. I hid him, I concealed him, having fear of his being bitten. I went to the city of Am. The people saluted according to custom. I spent the time in seeking for the boy. To make his food, I returned to embrace Heru. I found him, Heru, the beautiful one of gold, the boy, the child. He was nothing. He had bedewed the ground with the water of his eye and with the foam of his lips. His body was motionless, his heart still, not moved, the muscles of his body. I sent forth a cry. The dwellers in the swamp, they came round me at once, came to me, the fenmen from their houses. They drew near to me at my call. They wept, even they, at the greatness of my misery. There was none who opened his mouth. There, man every among them grieved greatly. There was none knowing there to make to live Heru. Came to me a woman well known in her city, a lady at the head of her district. She came to me to restore his life. Her heart was filled with her affairs. According to wont, twice the son of Heru was in inactivity. Twice the son of the mother of the goddess was safe from the evil of his brother. The plants were hidden, not could enter there an enemy into them. The word of power of Tem, father of the gods, who is in heaven, was at the maker of life, not entered. Set unto the region this, not could he go about. Keb, Heru was smitten by the wickedness of his brother. Not had she hidden those who were in his service many times a day. These said concerning him, shall live Horus for his mother. They found where he was, and a scorpion stung him, and the slayer of the heart hath stabbed him, placed Isis his nose in his mouth, to know if he had breath. He who was in his coffin, she opened the wound of the air, divine. She found it possessing poison. She embraced him hurriedly and leaped about with him like a fish laid upon a fire, saying, stung is Heru, O Ra, stung is thy son, stung is Heru, heir of the air, lord of the pillars of Shu, stung is Heru, the child of the papyrus swamp, the child in Hetzer, stung is the child beautiful of gold, the child, the babe, he is nothing, stung is Heru, son of Unnefer. Then came Nephthys weeping, she cried going about the swamp, and Serket who said, what, twice? What then is to the child Heru, Isis? Pray thou therefore to heaven, so that may come a stop to the sailors of Ra. Not will travel the boat of Ra from the son of Heru, from where he is sent forth. Isis, her cry to heaven, her prayer was to boat of millions of years, stood still, the disk at her coming, not moved he on his seat. Tehuti came provided with his magic power, possessing command great of Makaru. What twice Isis, goddess, mighty one, understanding with her mouth, not evil, behold, shall be to the son Heru. His protection is from the boat of Ra. I have come today in the boat of the disk, from its place of yesterday. When the night cometh, the light driveth it away to heal Heru for his mother, Auset, and person every who is under the knife likewise. Headphones. HOTEP, great brothers. Hold on, I'm not done yet. Hold on. Don't go. Not yet. Where's it at? Boom.
Another one.
Boom. Hold on. No, not yet. Where's it at? Boom. Am I screen sharing? Can you see?
Yes, sir.
Boom. There it go. Y'all see it?
Yeah.
You see it? Boom. There it go. For me, when I saw that behind Saba, that was matrix breaking at that time, because I had never saw that, and that kind of shook my even though I wasn't a Christian, I had long been out of Christianity, but that picture that he used to do classes with, that was very matrix breaking. But here it goes right here, the original and what was taken, and you can see very clearly so many pieces of it right here. So much stolen stuff. So this is what inspired me to read this right here. It was this right here that that inspired me to read this right here. So clear, it's not even up for debate. They talk about it. They say where they stole it from, the history, everything, but yeah, that's my presentation, guys. I just wanted, that was my reading. I was inspired, and it kind of made me when Saba was requesting that the females get up and teach, I had already picked this story to read, but yeah, it's incredible the amount of things that they stole from us. So when it comes to history and where these stories come from, these stories are easily traceable. We just have to keep digging. And Ma'at means to dig. It means to examine. So I'm so grateful for our great Saba, because he had that picture up there behind his background for so long. And it's what, inspired this reading right here, just going back to that. And then now when I'm reading and I'm able to like just point out the lies, the straight untruthfulness and the disrespect that's in a lot of these writings, how they try to cover it up, but they can't, because they still bring forth, it still shows. So you could hide the truth, but you can't make it go away. So Henu to the great goddess Auset and Heru and all the Natiru and the Turks. So Hotep, my peace and love.
Hey, that was fire, great brother. Atef. Auset is a real one.
Right?
Real Natur, bro. All those accolades that she had.
Yes, that's what I was thinking too, bro.
Yo, straight up. The green goddess. She's she got so many crowns, bro. I'll just that definitely shined a light on who she is. And hopefully that's an inspiration to all the ladies out there.
Yeah, that's the point.
Yeah, that it's not just about the netter. It's not just about AUSAR. It's not just about Set or Heru, but the Naturs was fire as well. And we can't skip over that. So peace and love to you, great brother. That was amazing read.
To our great brother, yeah, somebody say, who is that? Menkhu say shots fired. Yeah, that was I was reading, and then because I had never read that story, although I was familiar with Go ahead, brother. What did you say? Oh, I thought Menkhu was saying, but yeah, I had read that story, and I was familiar with some of that story, just some aspects of it, but like the whole history, a lot of things were revealed to me, man. I kept stopping because I was seeing new Medu Nefer, new symbols that I hadn't recognized, that I never saw before. That was my first time seeing once I got to the actual Medu Nefer. But just being inspired by Saba, man, because we think all of these things, all of these rituals and all of these things that we're participating in and worshiping, we think that that they don't have no origin, or we fail to realize where these things are stolen and taken from, and it's all our history. So why would I do you want the real or the fake? Like, it's like, what do you want? Because it's there. It's like, and it's when I saw that the more I read and the more I learn, I get so much context into a lot of these matrix rituals and these things that we participate in without even knowing. I don't know, man. I'm just honored, brother. I'm at a loss for words, because the story was so inspiring and motivating for me, because you have to it's just you gotta do the right thing, man, and you have to stay on Ma'at. You have to stay on the foundation of Ma'at with everything that you do, and you have to stay digging, man. Like I say, you gotta dig, but you gotta dig deep, but when Saba recommended this book, I had no idea that this story was in here, and he hadn't done a breakdown, like traced it like that. He has touched on very many aspects of it from time to time in different teachings that he's done. But when I read that, it was right there, clear, like, oh, they say it right there. They get it. This is where they got it from. You know, so to know that, you know, and to see that, it's like, whoa, I had the book. I had the book all along. So this book can easily be purchased off of Amazon, and you could easily go do your research, because the thing about it is that, again, like I said, they can hide the truth, but they can't make it go away. The truth is there. So yeah, that was my my share for today. And my great goddess, she there she go right here. They tried to break my shrine. You see, they tried to, but she's together. She's whole right there. And if you guys could see, I'm going to show you guys something. This is where HERU's head was taken off. It's not really on. I just like glued it on there. But yeah, this is my this is Auset. And yeah, I just wanted to share that with you, brothers, great brothers, and that's what we're doing right now. So Hotep Henu, thank you for allowing me to read, brothers.
To a great brother. Yeah, that was very, very powerful. Like you, myself, I'm a baby, and it's beautiful to get these readings, because I have been obtaining so many books from you, Brother Ani, and just in my own research. So I am figuring out a way to make time to do more reading and do more studying. So I like how it talked about the green goddess, because I see that all the time in like smoothies and stuff, and I did not know where they stole this from, but they definitely stole that. It was beautiful to see the Orion star is Sa. I liked in the story how they shared the goddess of the harvest. She was RENUNET. There's so many powerful aspects to Auset's story that I didn't know. Oh, there was one part that really shook me. It was Auset was the mother of Ra. I was like, whoa, what? So yeah, I have a lot to learn, and it's beautiful to get this information and to be continuing to learn and continuing to grow. So Henu to you, great brother, for sharing all of that.
Henu, great brother, Hotep. Yeah, you know, I was when I read that one time for the first time, it was like when I saw that, I couldn't believe that it was right there, like it was written right there where it was stolen. Of course, I had heard Saba speak on it, and he had the picture, and he's spoken about it, but to actually see it, and then to get the historical context of it, like, you know, the whole, you know, from almost from the beginning to the end, and then for them to say, the story says that her story existed, before, you know, before pre-dynastic times too, and that it was well established, you know, and that they had stole it, and they tried to institute their own worshiping and their own gods into it, and that the people didn't really accept it until they reinstituted it back with some aspects of Auset and AUSAR, you know, and then the people accepted it more, and then, you know, it's just it's just, I rather know than not know, you know. I want to know the truth, you know. I'm tired of the lies. Everything is a lie, you know. So you got people around here revering and holding Meri in high regard, not knowing what the story traces back to. That you know, that story was stolen and made up, and it traces back to you know, to this story. So yeah, that's what I wanted to bring forth, and I just wanted to shatter the matrix with that. Hotep, great brother.
Hotep, great brothers. Yes. Yeah, this is very powerful. Auset is, I'll use the word woman, of many titles. And it's just so powerful and beautiful to know the source of where so many epithets of goddesses come from. And it's really inspiring for one to know and to have all of these attributes to to Auset, just Auset, and all of what she represents. And that was a great reading that really showcased a lot of her titles and what other Neterts, who is the source of Auset, that many of us know. So we see and we hear a lot of different names for the Neteru, and a lot of the names are just different attributes because the names are words and the words have meaning. So it's so powerful to know that and to apply that in one's life. So when I'm in this state, this is the name, this is the Ren that represents me in this state. When I'm in this state over here, I'm RENUNET. When I'm in this state over here, I'm MENQET. When I'm in this state, I'm HERU. When I'm in this state, I'm SEPT. When I'm in this state, I'm BASTET. That's very powerful because each of those are Neterets. And just to have the source of Auset and Astort, it's just so powerful to have and recognize, and also just to apply it to the actual sorrow, the crying, and speaking about her tears is what causes the rainfalls and allowing the Nile to flood. So putting a very powerful emphasis on that action right there. And just all of the heka'u that she utilized is very powerful. So especially for the sisters to read something like this and to have this as an inspiration for yourself, to understand that these are words that represent a meaning that can be applied to you. And her story is so powerful, it's so beautiful. So Tua for reading this, great brother, and showing just how important and how much Auset really played a role in modern day religion. Auset is huge, and she is throughout all different cultures, and even way into the Roman period, Auset still had temples. While all of the biblical writings were still going on, all while the SCRIIIBE and all of these stories were being created around her, she still was being venerated in many different places way later. And so, and when one really starts to learn that history, it makes complete sense as to why and how these other goddesses, just like how you showed the Virgin Mary, which they don't acknowledge her as a goddess, they actually acknowledge her as a whore because she wasn't married when she got pregnant. But this is what religion does, and it's so it's very powerful, especially for the women to have this. And we have our ancestors' writings and showing how important that was, and even for the men, for the males, to understand these words as well, because in a state beyond being born into a cot, a body, and we see in many different stories, one, the hymn to Aten, where I'm mother and father, and understanding that these are frequencies and consciousness that we are able to utilize and use to birth, used to birth reality. So, and Anu did a great job of showcasing that in his class as well. And there's another story that I haven't seen no one speak about or read that I may bring forth that says the same thing about being masculine and feminine, and it's a creation story that looks like I'll share it one day in one of my classes, but it's very powerful. So Hotep, great brother, Henu for that reading. I'm going to post the support links. If you all appreciate what the great brother just read, that was a lot of information, and a lot of times it's good to hear it in audio form. So there is the support links. It's also pinned to the top. We appreciate each and every one of you who participate in that. The Meru, we appreciate you. So the link to join the panel is up, and we have first up the lovely, wonderful Minti Hotep Nuti Maat, and she has something that she wants to speak about and show you all. She's doing something very special, so we'll give the floor to you, Minti Hotep, for you to do what you do, great sister.
Peace, Hotep, everyone. Henu to you, Brother Atef, for that reading. I was looking at some of Saba's teachings last night, and just like everything flows into like one big story, one big teaching. And I think it's beautiful that you showed the statue of Auset and HERU and the Meri and Jesus, because it's the psyops that they're putting out there. It's the narrative that they're trying to push with, I believe Saba had called it reverse reasoning. So they do this psyops of reverse reasoning to make it a psychological game, to make everything lead back to the Greeks. And that's where, the colonizers came in and tried to assume their dominance. But it's just very beautiful the way that we're bringing this back into consciousness. So Tua and Henu for that.
Nini Uk, great sister, Nini Uk. Yeah, I was inspired by Saba and all of you great sisters to, bring that forth. I'm surrounded by feminine energy, my family, and it's all around me, and it is inspiring and it is motivating, and it's just good to know the truth, because we celebrate the lie, without knowing the truth. We celebrate it and acknowledge it and argue about it, and we're all familiar with the stories of Meri, but I wasn't that familiar with this story and this aspect, at least the history of it. So this is why I'm reading, because I'm learning as I read. This is what makes me bring these readings forth, because these are the things that need to be spoke about and read about, right? These are the stories that we need to know, not the lies. We need to know the real stories. So yeah,
absolutely. It goes back to the Greek worship, and if you look at the history of the Greeks, it's so demented, and it's just very explicitly vulgar, and these are the images that people are worshiping without realizing where the stories originate from. But our ancestors didn't have that vulgarity and that just savageness. I mean, when it's time to get down to business, of course we're gonna go savage, but just by nature, our nature is not being savage. Our nature is to fight Isfet. And it's for a reason. And I think that, you know, with the Greeks, they just they feed off of that energy. So Tua for bringing that forth to put into people's consciousness. But yes, on another note, I do have an announcement. You know, we talked about last night on the class that, you know, the feminine aspect is asked to being called forth for teachings. And I had posted in the chat earlier that, you know, as a woman, as representing the feminine, you know, I move slightly different from the way you brothers do, which is okay. You know, I still echo and I still support everything that's being done here, but I had got an opportunity to paint a mural, a large mural. So I'm gonna be painting a large metanetter mural. So you know what I did for the talent show when I did that quick style throw up of the Tehuti. I'm actually going to be painting that in a large scale mural. The mural is going to be about as tall as I am, so it'll be about 5 feet tall because that's as tall as I can reach. I will bring my ladder to do the outlines, but yeah, the mural is going to be about 5 feet by maybe 7 feet. So I'm gonna be doing a large scale graffiti style metanetter mural. And this is taking place on April 20th in Highland Park. It's called $5 Art Party. So anybody that's in the Los Angeles area, if you're close to Highland Park, I would try to make it out. It's going to be from 12 to 6. And Brother Ani said that he would post the, yep, there's the flyer that I created. And it's going to be great. It's going to be during the pod class. So I will have my computer set up there and I will be streaming the pod class from my booth that's going to be there. I'm also going to be having a booth there. I'm going to be having my merch. So I will have some bath bombs. I'll have some body sprays. I'll have some jewelry. And I'll have a few other little things that I'll come up with. So I will be having my booth and I will be doing live art. I will be doing live metanetter art. And I'm really looking forward to it.
I had to drop some bombs for that because I think that is absolutely amazing, phenomenal. For you to be scribing and you know, leaving that you know, because I just think that is absolutely wonderful. So that's to be saluted. So HERU to you, and I definitely look forward to seeing what you bring forth, because they celebrate the murals of all the Isfet. So I think that's amazing that you're going to bring forth the Medu Nefer, and I definitely do know that it is going to be Nefer. So I look forward to that, great sister. Tua to you.
Yes, I'm really looking forward to it. I'm very excited. I live in Los Angeles, and I've been painting murals since I was a child, and I've never really seen any metanetter. I've seen you know, par EEs with the Nemez, with like a graffiti style throw up next to it, but nothing as intricate as the Medu Nefer. And I'm just really honored that I have the opportunity to bring that forth. You know, when I started doing, when I changed my style of my art, when I did those pieces for Saba, and when I did the talent show, after I was done, I asked Saba, you know, I asked them for permission, you know, is this allowed? Because I don't want to assume anything. I asked him, you know, if my art, if the Naturu is accepting of me doing this and recreating the meta netter. He said it's beautiful. So I feel like that was my permission granted, and I'm really excited because I feel like people are ready.
Neb Nefer Unk. Everything is beautiful in life.
We are ready, and the people are ready. I'm gonna speak for the people. We are ready. Definitely excited about seeing the Medu Nefer, not the hieroglyphics displayed, the Medu Nefer displayed on full display as they once were, as they still are. So definitely looking forward to that, because then is now, and what better time than now, great sister. So absolutely,
Yes.
salute and hinu to you for that. May the Natiru accept that. So beautiful.
That's the main thing. Just as long as I'm accepted by the Natiru, that's all that really matters to me. And since Saba gave me the the okay, then I think that this is perfect. And this is what I do. This is my form of teaching. So like Brother Ani said in the beginning of the stream, do something that's personal to you. Teach on something that's personal to you. This is personal to me, and this is what I do naturally. So there is no reason why not that this shouldn't happen.
Yes, I agree. Go ahead, Ani.
Yes, very Nefer, Minti Hotep. I look forward to seeing that. Will you be live streaming it as well?
I have a friend of mine's son. I asked him to time lapse it for me. And hopefully he could do the time lapsing, and then I could do a live stream as well. So yeah, that's a great idea. I can live stream it. I can put it on my social platform, or if House of Aten would like to live stream it, I'm open to that too.
Yes, you should. You should definitely live stream that. Get you a maybe like a little tripod or something, and set it up. And while you're painting, interact with, because we'll come in. We'll definitely post a link for you, and we'll come in and support you, and we would love to see that. And this is what you just did, and speaking about it and showing the flyer, you can clip that up and use that as a commercial. Post that, and so people who are local around you can see, because I'm sure a lot of people would love to come out to that event. So with you being there and showcasing the Medu Netter and the Natiru, I'm pretty sure everyone who walks by and has a glimpse of what you're doing will stop and see and speak with you. And of course, you'll be the Saba at that time in the doorway to lead them to the pod class and to the House of Aten. So
yeah,
you, sister, for being in your creativeness and doing what you do. It's beautiful to watch you create. So we appreciate you, sister.
Absolutely, Tua, for that acknowledgement. So this is happening on April 20th from 12 to 6. It's going to be at La Cubra Art Park in Highland Park. So that's going to be 240 South Avenue 57 in Highland Park. And if you're familiar with the area, it's a cute little art park, and we're going to have vendors there. We're going to have music there. It's going to be like a whole day celebration. So I'm just really excited. There's going to be about 4 or 5 people doing live art, and I'm going to be one of them. So I think day after tomorrow, I'm going to go look at the space. I've seen it on pictures, but I'm going to go pick out a space and pick out my plot. So I'm just really excited to get back there in the graph scene in LA and do some meta nefer.
Yes, we are excited for you and look forward to seeing the process and the finished product. So HOTEP to you, and we appreciate you, sister.
Great.
Nev Nefer Unk. Everything is beautiful in life. Yeah, we're here, and we're the best.
Just like people that tell you the Egyptians, they not black. Egypt is in Africa, folks. As long as Egypt is in Africa, then Egyptians are African.
Yeah, that sounds like the conscious community. Tell them, Saba, what do all they teach?
The Egyptians are black and the Hebrews are wrong, and the Egyptians are black. The Hebrews are wrong and the Egyptians are black, and the Bible is stolen. The Egyptians are black. And guess what? The Egyptians are black and the Hebrews are wrong, and the Bible is stolen. The Egyptians are black, and I have no teaching. That is all distraction. Well, you don't learn about your culture.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather, if you made a punch and just moved you should have moved your left shoulder a little bit to the right, and I know you could have won. Just get in the ring and beat the guy.
And I just Henu to the great Saba Tehuti. Yes, absolutely. I invited TT, but I know it's on a Saturday, so I know TT and Nana will be doing, supporting him as he's doing the class. But I wanna send a shout out to Reb Deuce. This is the person that's putting on this event, and it's called $5 Art Party, and you can get in free of admission if you bring slightly used art supplies. So I just wanted to add that.
Wonderful. Okay. Yes, be sure to keep us updated in the Discord, and definitely utilize that to post your social platforms so people can follow you on your platforms.
Absolutely. Tua for this opportunity for me to advertise this, to let the people know. I would love to see anybody from the pod class. I would love to see anybody from the pod class there. And I look forward to the day where we can all be together in the same city to do these things. So I'm really looking forward to Pathways as well.
Yes, you are very welcome. Very, very welcome. Was you gonna speak, great brother Primordial? Thought not.
Oh yeah, I had spoke earlier when Tef had just got off, but peace and love, man. It's a beautiful thing.
Okay, yes, absolutely. So Tua everyone for being with us during this wonderful reading, this wonderful live stream, and all of the announcements that came through. This is the first time that we're streaming on Facebook and Twitter as well. So Tua for everyone who tuned in on those platforms, and for those who like and love the post and share them to get this out there. So we're doing the best that we can do, doing our best to do our best to really put this in as many places as possible. So Tua Henu Hotep Ma'at HERU, and I'll show some of the the rest of the support that came through. houseofaten.org will be released Friday. House of Aten, PayPal, and Cash App to support the class. You can super chat, and you can also do what they call a rant on Rumble as well. So we appreciate all the great supporters. So I'll refresh the Gmail and make sure that I have everyone. And let me share the screen. All right, let's start with Anu and Antu, who sends in $20 for Tua Henu Meri Atef for this powerful reading.
Yo, let's go.
Hotep, Anu, and Antu. We appreciate you both very highly. Anu is an excellent Keru and was the first one to come up of the Keru to bring forth a reading and a class. So that's also available for you all to do. If you would just like to, if there's a particular story that you like to read, you can come up and read as well. And we're just wanting to promote confidence in everyone, to get rid of those limits that we place before us that should not exist. So we are here to support you. So Tua Anu for coming up and giving that wonderful class on Marduk and reading the Enuma Elish. We truly appreciate that, and we look forward to your next one. If you want to read another story, that'd be great too. So Hotep to you, great brother. And Antu as well, who is one of the social media managers. So on our social platforms, the Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, all of the videos that you all are seeing, Antu is one of the great social media managers who creates and posts these videos for us. She does a fantastic job. She will be absolutely ahead of everyone when it comes to creating these social media videos. And it's such an important part in today's time because this is where everyone is at. And we definitely need more people who want to create through those means to assist in really putting this information out there. And she does fantastic. And I see her getting very creative with her videos. So Tua Antu for everything that you're doing and all the assistance that you are bringing forth. So Henu to Anu and Antu. All right, next we have the wonderful Lisa, who sends in $13 for support. Henu to you, Lisa. You are a wonderful supporter. We appreciate you and the support that you give to the House of Aten and the Tehuti pod class. We truly appreciate you, Lisa. And Henu to you and to your Aut as well. So peace and love. All right, next we have the consistent one, Nito Campbell, also known as Squano Trending in the chat, who sends in $9 for peace, everyone. Yes, one of the most consistent supporters since the beginning. He supports every single class. And if he misses one, he dates it to let us know he's supporting for that particular class. Extremely wonderful, very consistent. Tua for leading by example. And every single class, we see your name, Nito Campbell, pop up on the support. So Hinu to you, great brother, and may all of the support that you are endowing the House of Aten with be returned unto you trifold. Tua. All right, and next we have Stranger, who sent in a super chat for $20, and he says Tua Ishin.
Yo, let's go.
Forget that we the real champions around here.
Yes, Hotep Henu, Stranger, we appreciate you. And you came back last week and supported. You supported heavy, and here you are again supporting this and now showing consistency. Great brother Stranger, who has who plays a great important role as someone who brings forth creative words that we use today, which is my moderators. So another great creative brother. Oh, to brothers for pulling this up, because I missed this. Kenneth Cotton became a YouTube member, so it seems that he redid his thing to become a member again. So to Kenneth Cotton for joining that membership. Again, if you all want to see exclusive content, do what this great brother just did. Hit join next to subscribe, choose a tier, and you'll have access. You will have access to exclusive videos, and it's a very powerful benefit. So HERU to you for your support. Kenneth Cotton, let's give you a round of applause.
Didn't Stranger make tuition as well, right? Wasn't
Say
that
again?
Stranger? I said, wasn't that Stranger that created tuition?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, very creative brother with the words.
Absolutely, a wordsmith.
Yes.
Absolutely.
We got all kinds of talent in the House of Aten.
Yes. So HERU, great brother Kenneth Cotton, for becoming a member. And I'll show, let's see. Let me pull this up because I want you all to be able to partake in this wonderful discussion, debate that happened. So here it is right here. Jabari Osaze versus Saba Tehuti, the first debate before Sa Neter. And this is available to all of the members of the YouTube channel and everyone who subscribes to the Patreon. So from those two platforms, which you can find in the description box below, where it says all links and it says Linktree. So just go to our Linktree and you'll have access to it. And this is a fantastic, very powerful, very informative debate that led to the one on Sa Neter. So this is something special for the members and all the great supporters who support us on these platforms. So Tua and HERU, enjoy that, great members of the YouTube and of the Patreon. All right, so we'll go ahead and begin our closings, and we'll start with you, Minty HOTEP.
Tua. So I just want to say HOTEP HERU Meri to Saba Tehuti for guiding us, for showing us this door, this portal of light, this portal of creativity, this rebirth and awakening. Tua and HERU to his Naturts that support his Djed. Tua and HERU to you brothers on the panel for your consistency. And to your mates for supporting your Djed. Let's see. I think everybody here has wonderful mates that come to the panel and learn with us, and this is a beautiful community. I would encourage people to support and to become a member. I watched the debate last night between Jabari Osaze and Saba Tehuti, and it's clear to me that Saba Tehuti is a netter, and he's teaching us how to dig. And if you want that, this is the place for you. We don't have ISFET here on this platform, on this channel, and I'm just very grateful to be a part of it. If you're in LA, please come out and support a $5 art party All of the proceeds are going to a really good cause. Reb Deuce is putting this together. You can get in free with slightly used art supplies, and the proceeds are going to the artist community. So I would love to see you out there. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful energy that we're producing here. Atef, your reading today was perfect. With the reduced, with the whole reverse reasoning, and with the images that you put forth. Hopefully, it makes people think about what they believe in and where they put their energy and their consciousness. So, Neb Nefer Unk, everything is beautiful in life. Hotep Meri Kes.
Neb Nefer Unk. Everything is beautiful in life.
All right, Hindu. Nefer Medu Minti Hotep as you do. And Tua for just being creative. Continue to keep creating. All right. Let's
Can I ask you one thing? Can I hit everybody up from a house of a 10? Can I hit everybody up in a roll call?
Absolutely.
Sure. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
All right. Great brother Menkhu Arad, Meri Maat, are you there? I know your internet. What did he say? He said, my internet is bugging right now. So let's see if you're with us.
Peace, Hotep. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I'm a lag. I'm having some internet issues, so it's cutting in and out. So I'm listening, but I didn't hear everything. I just heard you call my name.
Okay, we're just doing some closing. So if you want to close us out with some words, that'd be great. Orson.
Peace, peace, Hotep, everyone. Tua to everyone. Tua for your attention. Beautiful read today. Looking forward to everything that's coming up in the House of Aten. Much appreciation for everything that's happening. Yeah, that's all I have to say. Hinu, peace and love.
Hinu, great brother, the head Ma'at of the House of Aten, the festivities organizer, the organizer of the Pathways to Awakening. The great brother is doing fantastic. So we appreciate you, Menkhu Arad, and all of what you contribute to the organization. All right, we'll go to Primordial Thought 999.
Peace and love. I once again appreciate you, great brother Atef, Rem Kim Ma'at, father's inspiration. Appreciate you, great brother. Wonderful read. You definitely putting your boat in the water where you at and you sailing. So sail away, great brother. Appreciate you and your love and your consistency. For Menti for hopping on the panel, you know, we appreciate you. Nukpu Nook said you look like you in Alaska. So just peace and love to everybody. Peace and love to the great brother Ptah, Aten Tehuti. Peace and love to the great Menkhu. Peace and love to the great Saba Tehuti Amun Hotep Ra. Peace and love to the House of Aten. Appreciate everybody for stopping by, hearing the great Atef and his wonderful reading skills. To everybody that supported, all the members. Appreciate everybody. So, of course, may Ra grant you and your family's health and prosperity. May your monument be established on the foundation of Ma'at, and may you all rise and come forth as conscious light, like the divine Ra, who rises and shine forevermore in Ma'at. Hotep, peace and love to the House of Aten.
Hotep. And new to you, great brother. Yes. Yeah, 2 out for that, great brother. Peace and love to everybody in the chat. Peace and love to everybody on the new platforms. Facebook and Rumble, and everyone that is a consistent supporter. You know, this is a beautiful thing that we're doing here, and we appreciate your support. Without you, this couldn't be. Like, subscribe, and comment. House of Aten. Definitely looking forward to that launch on Friday. To the launch party, Minty. We're gonna have a launch party.
Yeah, let's get on the Discord and get something organized. I'm open to host a launch party if that's needed.
That would be awesome. Menkhu, you hear that, Mr. Discord? He hear you. I seen him unclick it. Oh, there you go.
Can y'all hear me? I got a lag in my computer. Yeah, if we have a party, I'm gonna be there. What you mean?
We can hear you, bro. We can hear you. Minty asked, could we have a launch party for the website?
Yeah, that'll be never
on Friday.
Let's make it happen. Yeah, let's make it happen.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna need those shower curtains too. Those shower curtains are fire.
Absolutely. Yes, y'all see what we bringing forth though. House of Aten, the original Axemen coming through, smashing. But yeah, you know, I just want to echo the sentiment. I want to echo the tones of the Natiru. Digital scribing. This is what we're doing. The Natiru exists. We got another a Cash App, but the Natiru exists, and that's the thing. I feel like they're trying to silence the Natiru. They're trying to silence the silence everything that was brought forth and that's written in digital stone. So if it's up to me, I'm going to continue those utterances of the great Neters, of the great Natirus, of our great ancestors, of our great brothers and sisters, the great Natiru that we are. That's my goal. So yeah, I just want to make the Natiru proud, and HOTEP and represent. So HOTEP and HERU to everyone. Like, subscribe, and comment. House of Aten, come join us. Look out for the launch of our new website on Friday. It's going to be phenomenal. And Saba mentioned that he will be on Sinetta coming up here real soon. So y'all look out for that. Stay tuned for that. Definitely everyone that's on the new platform, stay tuned, because this is what we do consistently. Go back into the history and see what we do here at the House of Aten. We've been consistently week after week bringing nothing but truth, whether it's readings or teachings and videos and so on and so forth. Our teacher is the great Saba Tehuti Amenhotep Ra, the breaker of the matrix. So step out of this matrix with us, you know, get on this journey with us. I hope that that my reading, you were able to gain something from it, and you got a little bit of value, as they say. You were able to learn. And we just gonna keep on pushing, man, and keep representing, because the Natiru exists. So House of Aten.
Yes, HERU, great brother, Tefram Maat, Tua for the wonderful reading and bringing forth Auset and going through that and showing just how important she is, and just the wonderful readings. I love Auset, HERU to the wonderful Neteret Auset, HERU to the great Saba Tehuti Amenhotep Ra, his Neterts, HERU to all of the great Keru of the House of Aten, all of the great Meru of the House of Aten. We love and appreciate each and every one of you. Tua for your attention. Without your attention, this does not exist. And yes, as the great brother Tef said, be on the lookout for everything that is coming. HERU to everyone on the platforms. Go to these social platforms and spread Ma'at, spread the House of Aten. With that, Sikim Mari, Murder Ka'a, Semu Hatu Natiru, Hurt Int Hetep. I obtain the power to do what pleases my Ka. May the hearts of the Natiru lead me. I come forth in peace. You're muted, Atef, and yeah,
You're gonna announce the last support from Stranger.
Yes, yes. Absolutely. To our stranger. Hope everyone could witness the eclipse and understands the symbology as it pertains to Maat. Yes. Hopefully you can join us in the Discord. The great brother Menkhu posted about this, and he wants everyone to document and keep records of what they experience and to bring it forth in a Discord meeting this month on the 26th. So if you're in the Discord, great brother, look for that. So we'll give you a hand clap. And to our great brother for your wonderful, wonderful never support.
You know, that's the reason why I came out to the park right now, because we're in the eclipse energy right now.
Yeah, it's a super moon, what they call a super moon. So yes, great brother Tefrim Kemetic, close us out.
HOTEP, with that, we appreciate all your support. Peace and love, HOTEP Maat. With that, we will close with our beautiful affirmation. From today's readings, the sorrow of Auset. I have come today in the boat of the disk, from its place of yesterday. When the night cometh, the light driveth it away. To heal HERU for his mother, Auset, the person, every who is under the knife, likewise. Unki and Maat, Un-NS, Nintet Auset and Maat, Menhapapet and Maat, Her Inhu Kiwi, Her Ikut. I live for Maat. I exist within her. I do not speak in the place of Maat. Every day I advance towards Maat. My being is surrounded in darkness. I come forth as conscious light.
Nev for Unk. Everything is beautiful in life.
Yo, let's go.
Closed my eyes, then I woke up back in my bed. I could see my room as clear as looking through a lens. See, I thought I was awake, so then I tried to move, but my body shocked me like I was plugged in a socket. I started panicking and scrambling within my mental. I thought I died and now my body, I'm forever locked in. I was screaming, help me, someone help me please. But there wasn't any sound making it through my teeth. I could see movement in motion, shadows gather around me. How could I close my eyes already closed? Eating alkaline at this time, fasting reads so shocking. I was stuck in a paralysis, it had me froze. It's time to shed. It's time to shed. I heard a voice in the back of my head. Rebirth, it's time to shed. It's time to shed. It's time to shed. I heard a voice in the back of my head. Rebirth, it's time to shed. I finally started waking up and coming back. I was in the opposite of states effect. That's relaxed, I grabbed my phone and started to do research. Knowledge of what happened, I was in a lack. Insidious, the movie came direct to mind. Every time I've seen this, it was connected to what's not divine. Demons crawling forcefully, holding the body down. Ain't no point in trying to scream, you will not make a sound. Deep within, I knew I made that a reality. The all is mine, I saw it, and so shall it be. I start replacing fear with knowing universe is mental. Talking to my subconscious to wake me up in dreams. Then one day my spirit guides came in so essential. Daylight's astral playing loud in my dream helped to set me free. I'm back in paralysis, laying on my couch. But this time I was calm, ready to exit out. It's time to shed. It's time to shed. I heard a voice in the back of my head. Rebirth, it's time to shed. It's time to shed. time to shed. I heard a voice in the back of my head. Rebirth, it's time to shed. From what I read, I need to move my arms in front of me. See a rope and pull it, separate and then release. Now I'm out, I see my house is gleaming, I accept it. Looking in the mirror, staring at my car's reflection. I was so ecstatic, flying in every direction. This was months of subconscious reprogramming and redirection. Place my thoughts in my body, wake up, that's what I did. I was reborn from that day so I could start to live. It's time to shed. It's time to shed. I heard a voice in the back of my head. Rebirth, it's time to shed.